And in theory, they are starting. Okay, it's good. I see movement on Moon's screen.
That does appear to be movement.
Close enough. Just bear in mind tonight, folks, it is our first time restreaming a Chrono Trigger race. I think it's only the second time one's been restreamed on Randomania, so... yeah, there might be a couple of teething issues. We're still getting used to the whole setup here. So we have a Chrono and Ayla start.
Yeah. And you'll notice in our opening cutscene, Chrono's mother now goes through the portal. Oops.
Meanwhile, I just tried to track the characters on the overlay on OBS. All is well with the world.
So Ayla is a pretty good starting character. She starts with pretty high attack power. She is not dependent on gear, which is very nice in the early game because you're not guaranteed to have good weapons. Chrono, of course, starts off with his wooden sword. You want to get that replaced as soon as possible. And you'll notice our two runners doing some basic menu config and going shopping. Shelters have been made very expensive in this version of the game to prevent just sort of shelter spamming your way through. So you'll notice a lot of mid-tonics and ethers being the go-to restorative items.
I believe the revive price has also been raised, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, revives are 1,000 gold to start. They are a bit pricey. And you'll notice these are pretty standard routes. They're going to hit some shops, they're going to hit some chests, they're going to go grab some of the freestanding tabs that are around, just to give them a little boost, a little bit of a start.
And I'm sure before too long, we'll see everyone is going to pick up their first key item. For free, of course.
And looks like Moon is on his way there now. Oh, both runners are.
Moonstone at the snail stop? That's not amazing.
Not terribly amazing. So, we call it a free check, of course, because you don't have to fight the boss. It's definitely not free. That's a 9,900 gold Moonstone.
Which, if you're paying attention, is just under half of what you start with. And you need that money for weapons and things.
That is true. Melchior here, in the Millennial Fair, is a guaranteed set of items in the shop. He has guaranteed shelters, guaranteed revives, and he's guaranteed to have sort of a mid-tier weapon for each of your main characters. So if you don't have to buy the item at Snail Stop, that just gives you some extra cash that you can use to purchase a weapon early game or get yourself some more shelters or revives. A little bit of a safety net there.
Meanwhile, Booze Wizard is picking up the Carpenter's Tools. Or just a tools,
yes,
as they're referred to in this translation.
And there's a hero medal.
Not bad.
So, yeah, hero medal's a bit of a fetch quest in this. It unlocks a single check in Frog's Burrow in 600 AD. So we'll probably see that getting routed in the near future. The house in Medina Village here conveniently has both a magic tab and a speed tab, speed being a very, very strong stat in this game. You definitely don't want to pass that up.
Well, we have a prediction from chat saying it's the pendant at the hero medal check, so we'll see whether that checks out or not.
Ooh, that will be interesting. That would be some nice early future access. So far, the starts have been pretty similar.
Here's the thing. If Taco is indeed a prophet, which of the three prophets is he?
Oh. I don't even know if I want to try to guess that one. Moon Blizzard doing the Medina shop opening. So if you do this as your first fight, I don't know exactly how this works, but it seems like the Omnicrone will always miss his first two attacks, and you will always get 2 crits in your first 2 turns. 1 crit each turn. So if you have a strong character like Magus or Ayla, you can really quickly get 5 levels and your first tech from just that fight. Booze Wizard, on the other hand, opting to grind out a fight or two in Guardia Forest. again, just kind of seeing what techs they've got. Techs have been randomized. That is a flag that can be turned on in this game, in this randomizer. So you never know what you're going to get. If you can end up with an AoE tech early, that can really simplify some of the earlier checks.
And speaking of techs, why don't you tell the lovely people how they work in regards to, say, magic?
So you may remember from the vanilla game, if you've played vanilla Chrono Trigger, that unlocking magic requires going to Specchio at the end of time. Well, that's the same here. You'll notice on the bottom left-hand side of the tracker, there's the sparkles. That represents magic. So there are 2 paths where you can get to Specchio and unlock additional techs for 4 of your characters. It would be Chrono, Marl, Luca, and Frog. Until they talk to Specchio, you can only get your first 3 techs, and then tech points become essentially wasted. So any access you can get to end time, especially early access, is definitely preferred. You'll notice Moon Blizzard is now going to do the Cathedral check. He and Booze Wizard both. They got that early lightning too. That really simplifies a lot of the early fights in this dungeon.
Yeah,
let's see who they get as their 3rd.
Luca.
And it's Luca. Luca is a very interesting character in this randomizer. She has some of the strongest techs in the game. Flare is incredibly powerful, and any dual tech that pairs with Flare is also just very, very, very useful.
Unfortunately, she also has the speed stat of a snail, and so that, I think, is where we're going to see a lot of speed tabs going.
This is true. So speed has been altered a bit in this randomizer to speed things up. No pun intended. The characters that traditionally start with a speed of 6 have been bumped up to a speed of 8. So it doesn't take quite as many speed tabs to get your characters nice and speedy, but Luca is still one of the slower ones. Looks like they're diving deeper into the cathedral. Some runners, if they're happy with their party at this point, will just sort of loot the front of cathedral and then sort of nope on out. If you want to try for an additional character, beating Cathedral will then unlock the vanilla Marl in Guardia Castle. So let's see what our runners choose to do today.
So, while we're seeing some henches getting beaten on, chat, let's see some hands if you've never seen this randomizer before and you want to get involved. And we might just have a Discord link for you. Or Taco might be us all to it.
Oh, Taco. Much appreciated.
I like how everybody's posting different Discord links. That's fun. I'm sure they all go to the same place, chat, don't worry.
And if not, well, you might make it into some fun Discords.
You will find out where all of the memes live.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Yeah,
so again, this...
Go on.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you first.
I say the cathedral's a pretty simple place, not terribly scary, especially with the faster leveling in the beginning. So right now, here's the secret Magus room. You're seeing some looting going on. Once in a while, you can get some good stuff in here, but these are typically kind of low-tier chests. But again, our runners' characters have very, very early-level loot right now. Any weapons or armor they can get are just a nice upgrade.
Indeed. So, in response to Cthulhu's comment about there being lots of great tools to help you get started, yes, there are 2 tools talking to you right now. There's another one typing in chat, hey Cthulhu. But no, we have a channel full of guides, little bits of information. We've got boss strategies, there's a little website guide that you could use. All sorts of weird and wonderful things out there, so definitely come in and take a look.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're just, constantly adding more guides. I know Moon, one of our runners tonight, has been working on some boss skip guides. They're not quite, or encounter skip guides rather, and routing guides for dungeons. They're not quite out yet, but getting new tools and resources all the time.
And it looks like Booze has decided to nope out of the cathedral. Interesting.
Booze did indeed nope out. He appears to be happy with his current party. That's honestly not uncommon. So, the danger, of course, being that there are several checks that are gated by characters. And if one of those characters is locked behind Cathedral and he has to come back and get it later, well, there's a little bit of time wasted. Both Robo, Marl, and Frog can potentially gate checks. And it looks like Moon is going on back to fight Yakra.
Yakra's always fun.
Yakra is always fun. Boo's heading on to the Mystic Cave. So you may remember this is the cave from Vanilla where you first get magic and then come here. A lot of the enemies here are strong to physical attacks. So that early lightning too is going to help out a ton here.
Yeah, definitely, though I kind of feel like we might see a few wasted tech points here. What do you think?
Possibly. I haven't been paying a lot of attention to where they're at tech-wise. There's roundabouts 100 tech points available in this cave. This fight alone gives 25. So I don't know if they'll be far enough along to unlock their third tech at this point. Ayla, of course, is one of the 3 characters who does not need to unlock magic, so all tech points are useful for her.
Hold on a second. They've started with Flare on Luca. Can this possibly be a seed I've rolled?
I call shenanigans.
This doesn't seem like my usual RNG.
Flare, of course, being one of the strongest spells in the entire game, making very short work of Yakra. Man, that was Luca at what, level maybe 7 at this point? 8 doing over 700 damage on a flare?
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying.
Just a little bit. Now, the one problem with getting text this early, as Brooksley is pointing out in chat, you don't usually have enough MP to use it. Or if you do, you get 1 cast, so you'd better make it count.
So Yakra down for Moon Blizzard? Not that we ever thought that would be an issue.
He is a bit of a pushover.
And let's
see what character he gets.
Indeed. But first, the magic chest of mystery and wonder going up those stairs gets a power meal. An item I don't think I've ever used.
Power meals are interesting. I had to look up what they did at one point. Oh, he's rewarded with
Oh
Magus.
dear. Oh dear.
I am curious to see
Chrono, your time may have come.
what his choice is.
Oh no, okay.
Opting to skip Magus in the party, so Magus is a really nice early find, especially if he's one of your starting characters. He comes with very strong starting equipment, which has actually been nerfed slightly.
I think he started with... Oh no. Black hole, not dark matter. Okay.
Less useful.
Yeah, it's not great.
But yeah, he starts off with very high attack power and the potential to get some very strong early AoE magic. So he's frequently a popular pick. Though he also takes longer to unlock his techs than most other characters at the start.
By the way, don't forget in chat, especially since this is potentially the first time a lot of you are seeing this particular randomizer. If you have any questions at any point, go ahead and ask them. We, and by that I mean Angara, will answer them as best as he can. And if we can't, our Discord can.
Absolutely. I'm also noticing a bunch of the regulars in here as well, so I'm sure they are more than happy to jump in and correct me where I go wrong. Oh, and we have a pendant at the chef's item. So this is the Xenon bridge check. What you're going to see here, this is where in vanilla you're given the jerky to give to the guard captain or the knight captain to feed his men. In this case, it is the pendant. So this is one of those cases where you get the key item before you have to do the actual check in the boss battle. So you'll see a lot of runners here. If it's something they don't care about, something that doesn't lead to progression, they'll just reset out and save themselves some time. The pendant is absolutely worth the time, though. Pendant giving future access.
But I don't want them to have access to me.
Well, you may be out of luck.
Aww.
Because it looks like they're getting the pendant, and Moon Blizzard is definitely not resetting this one.
Well, Moon Blizzard's got the pendant. It all depends whether Boost goes back or not.
This is true. I don't imagine he'll be putting that check off for too long, as he enters the Hecarim fight.
Oh heck.
Hecarim, oh heck. Poor Hecarim here is going to get flared down pretty hard. At this point, Ayla can't really do a whole lot. I imagine she'll be on ether duty, just tossing ethers at Luca to keep her MP up.
I think I did see she also has Kiss, so she could do a little bit of healing maybe, in a pinch.
This is true. I don't know that she'll have to do much, though this could be bad for Luca. Yep.
Oops.
And down she goes.
Get ready to see that
That's
happening
fine.
a lot, chat.
Yeah, that's why you buy revives early.
Luca, to my knowledge, doesn't have the best defense without some decent equipment.
She does not. So Luca is kind of your glass cannon wizard. She does a lot of magic damage, but she's a bit fragile, so you have to be a bit careful with her. Any kind of decent armor, or especially earrings to give her additional health, are really handy. And we got simultaneous boss battles going on.
Which one would you rather be fighting though, Hecarim or Zombor?
Oh, I mean, Zombor is the less scary of the two. Hecarim can put out some pretty high damage, but again, we've got Flare in play, Lightning too, and Luca goes down again. We would have Flare in play if Luca would actually manage to stay alive.
Remember everybody, vote Luca for best carpet.
Oh, it looks like Booze is going to reset this fight. Guess he just didn't like the way that was going. So over on the Zombor fight, you'll notice that Moon Blizzard is attacking the top half of Zombor first. If you kill the legs first, the top half will begin using an AoE attack, a fairly strong AoE attack on your party.
Yeah,
So
that's a
definitely-
lesson. That's a lesson I needed to learn a couple of runs sooner than I did.
I believe it. That's a pretty common lesson. I had to learn that one as well. So yeah, he'll continue to take out the top half, and then the legs are also weak to fire, so I imagine once the top half is gone, we're going to see some flare strats coming out.
Could you say that Luca has a flair for that particular ability?
I see that Jets of Time is not immune to the puns. Yes, I would say so.
No, Cthulhu, flare this man.
That is right.
So, top half down on Zombor. Nobody's immune to the puns, get used to it. I'm here to stay. So,
We wouldn't have it any other way.
we did see Booze reset out of that fight, and all he did was change around his party setup. What are your thoughts on that?
So, Hecarim has a tendency, if I remember correctly, I can be wrong on this, to attack the person on the right-hand side with his Cyclone attack more often. So it's possible that he has shifted Luca off to the left side to get her sort of out of harm's way so she can spam more flare. You'll notice he was pretty focused on the right side last battle. Now, of course, he's making a liar of me and taking down Chrono in the front. Oh, and Moon Blizzard turning in that Naga at Bromide for some tabs. That has been buffed in the randomizer. You actually, instead of just getting a single magic tab, you get one of each: magic, speed, and power. Making that a pretty lucrative check just for that speed tab.
On the trackers, what are the things under the characters? So, with the obvious exception of the big go button, each of those little icons represents one of the key items in the game, which will either give you access to an area, a boss, a form of go mode with something else maybe. Just various bits and pieces I need to progress through the run, find all of the shiny things. And when you see the go button turn what I think will be green, though I've not actually tried clicking it yet, that means they're ready to go and try and finish the game.
That's correct. And we just saw, so you don't get a key item directly for killing Hecarim, but that does unlock a check at Luca's house. You can go speak to Tabin and get a key item from him. And Booze Wizard managed to pick himself up a Robo's Ribbon. Robo's Ribbon doesn't lead to progression, though if he finds and happens to swap in Robo, it is a nice powerful accessory for Robo.
Meanwhile, yes, on Moon Blizzard's screen you have seen Magus throw himself into jail. Because
that
why
doesn't
not?
Seem like a very... Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Magus-like thing to do, does it?
No, I mean, if it was me, I'd have bought that Berserker that was in a shop earlier, and I'd be taking Ayla through this. There's just something very fun about a Berserk Ayla bodying guards in the prison.
You can let the AI fight itself. Oh, here we go. Looks like Moon Blizzard is, or rather Booze Wizard, I'm gonna mess those two up all night.
Me too.
Is, oh, did he reset out?
I think you may have forgotten to go and get the... Well, not the
Oh,
jerky.
you know, I preemptively checked it. He just went and spoke to the Knight Captain for the first time. So in order to do this check, you first have to go to Xenon Bridge, speak to the Knight Captain, get the message about them running out of rations, and then come speak to the chef. So a little bit of a preemptive pendant click, but he has it now.
So you did just see one of many encounter skips on the left screen there, as Moon Blizzard just danced between two massive shield-toting guards. You will see it again before this dungeon's out, so keep an eye out for it. And there are many such encounter skips, aren't there?
There are quite a few, and both of these runners are pretty darn good at them. So we'll be seeing quite a few. Oh, there goes the first guard.
He shouldn't have turned his back.
These guards shouldn't have. These guards can be a little trolly sometimes. They'll turn away and instantly turn right back, so a little bit of RNG there, but cleanly making it through that room. Bye, Fritz. Poor Fritz is still in his cell.
Through the shields again. Nice and clean.
That was indeed.
And shoutouts to Rasta Cecil in the chat. For those who don't know, that is our wonderful dev and creator of Jets of Time. So everybody, you know, do the whole bowing down and praising thing.
Yeah, definitely glad he could make it here for this.
I hope we're doing his rando justice.
We hope. Feel free to tell us if we're not.
It's alright, I'm just waiting for the banhammer to hit on Discord.
So it looks like the party has joined back up again. We've got, again, Boo's going across Xenon Bridge, and Moon Blizzard is about to go fight the Dragon Tank. Dragon Tank is an interesting boss. I believe he's been buffed a little bit from his vanilla values, though with the techs that we have at this point, they shouldn't be a problem.
Yep, Dragon Tank, of course, can be something of a threat in the vanilla game. Especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to speedrun the game without really having all of the knowledge you need.
This is true. Also in vanilla, he is strong to, I believe, lightning and fire. Though here, we have much stronger physical attacks than you normally would. And actually, I don't know that Magus has any of his AoE magic yet. So we might not be seeing anything interesting. It is great when you can get to this fight and just dark matter him to death in 1 or 2 hits.
I know he has Black Hole, and last I saw his first learning tech was Lightning Tube. So not great.
Neither of which will be very useful in this fight.
No, we don't want to see any soft blocks today, thank you.
We definitely do not. Oh, and we are being told that the resistance has been moved from the body and the wheels, so only the head will nullify fire and lightning. I actually did not realize that. I've just never tried. So this check will unlock access to the future. After they get there, do we have the early pendant flag on by any chance?
We do indeed.
We do indeed. So, from the vanilla game, you have to get all the way to the Dark Ages and go up to the Kingdom of Zeal in order to power up your pendant. At that point, you have access to a number of sealed doors and sealed chests for good loot. This particular seed has been rolled with the early pendant flag, meaning as soon as these characters or these players reach the future, their characters will receive a charged up pendant that they can immediately use to open those checks. So I am looking forward to seeing some good loot.
Procky has raised a very good point there in chat, asking if this is part of the tournament on Chrono. No, it's not. This is a completely separate entity, but that tournament does exist. So, if you're looking at this and thinking you'd like to get involved, there is still, I believe, a little bit of time to go and dive on into that tournament if you want to try your luck. Link can be found on the Jets of Time Discord.
That is true. I will go ahead and... Well, actually, if someone still has a link for that handy. I know it's been spammed a few times in there, but... Yeah, if you see this and, again, think to yourself, you know, I might want to give this a try. Feel free, stop on by. We have a great community. It's been growing quite a bit recently. So really exciting to see so many new people dropping in. Thank you, Taco.
And don't worry, I'm sure by next time, which will hopefully be next week if we can pull it off, we might even have a chat command to get that link for you.
That would be handy.
Ooh,
here's
gold
our
stud.
Gold stud. That is a good find.
From the first pendant door for Moon Blizzard. That's spicy.
Indeed.
So, what is the requirement to get to the future? So, you need to find the pendant and then complete the prison sequence. That's all you need to do.
And again, that also is charging the pendant, and that's... I mean, that gold stud already is paying off pretty nicely. A Hyper Ether and a Slasher, so... Looks like Chrono was just swapped out of the party, so we won't be seeing that Slasher in use.
Oh, and we have our first Enatron, but you're still hungry. Feels bad, man.
Indeed. So, one thing that's very handy, with shelters being, as we mentioned before, pretty expensive, it's good to know where your free heals are. Those Enertrons are, of course, a free full heal. There's the bucket at the end of time, once that's been opened. And it looks like that's where Moon Blizzard is going now. So, there are 2 ways to get to the end of time. One of those is through the factory. The other being the gate key. We have not seen the gate key yet. And AoE lightning.
Maybe the gatekeeper is behind the hero medal. Who knows?
You know, we still haven't seen the hero medal checked yet. I'm actually kind of surprised.
Yeah, it's not a very long check either.
It's not. Well, it looks like Booze is also going to be heading to the future.
Via a dragon-shaped tank, of course.
Yes, so, yeah, my guess that Moon is heading through here just so he can unlock magic as soon as possible. Son of Sun could have it. I don't know that they have good fire protection, so that might be a little bit dicey at their current level. Son of Sun, of course, can cast Flare as well, which can be a little dangerous at early levels. Unless you've got, say, red vests or red mails to absorb the fire damage. Poor Chrono. He has been thrown in jail.
He gets thrown in jail a lot. Maybe he should reconsider his life choices.
You might be right.
However,
I think, but there are... So, go ahead.
I think the only thing we're going to see, considering life choices right now, are a bunch of prison guards.
They also might want to reconsider their life choices after this.
It's a tough job being an RPG prison guard. Because, as everybody knows, if you get arrested in an RPG, don't worry, nobody's going to take away your weapons.
You know, that is kind of convenient.
And it happens a lot.
I will say, this game actually did have a prison sequence in vanilla where you lost your weapons. You will not be seeing that. Is it the Blackbird?
It is.
The Blackbird. We won't be seeing that tonight. That whole sequence has been cut out of the randomizer.
And we thank Cecil every day for doing that.
Yes, we do. Hashtag no Blackbird. And we're about to get into the R-Series fight here. Normally, in your first vanilla playthrough, you'd have to go through the right side factory to learn the password to open this door. Conveniently, it is the same every time, so we can just skip straight to left side factory, open that door, turn the power on, and get on out.
Also, can we get a shout out for Booze Wizard here, who just saved Fritz?
Oh, he did. So saving Fritz is often seen as a waste of time, though Fritz, if you have Chrono in your party, and after you save Fritz, you can go into his shop for 10 free mid-ethers. His shop is also one of 2 shops in the game that is guaranteed to have Lapis.
There are shops that are guaranteed to have Lapis? This is news to me!
Yes, there are 2 shops guaranteed to have Lapis. One of them is Fiona's shop in Fiona's Shrine. Well, I guess Fiona's not running the shop. She's probably been dead for over 300 years by that point, but in her shrine. And then, of course, the other shop being Fritz.
See, this is the sort of information I need in a guide on Discord.
That is definitely... The guaranteed shop items are probably not as well advertised as they should be. But yeah, you've got those 2 shops with guaranteed Lapis, and then you have 2 shops with guaranteed amulets. And on Moon Blizzard's side, we just see R-Series going down. You'll notice there are 4 of them instead of the vanilla 6.
And you'll notice they went down really fast. Thanks to that multi-target magic.
Indeed, Flare. Flare is doing work. So here we're going to see our 5th character.
I don't know what it is, but something about these enemies Moon Blizzard's fighting here bugged me. I had to choose my words very carefully there, I'll have you know.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
Took me a moment.
Also, I never knew you could just walk past them, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that is a great little skip. You just have to walk. If you run, they'll wake up. If you walk, stay down towards the bottom of that platform and walk. All good.
However, we have found
And we
a
have
Marl. I was making sure I got in and said Marl before anybody could try and say Marley, because that's wrong. And I will fight anyone on that.
That is one of the great debates, I will admit. Tabs versus spaces, Emacs or Vim, Marl or Marley. You know, people
Also,
will be arguing over that forever.
Epoch, not Epoch.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, it's also definitely Magus, not Magus. Or Magus.
Oh, so we have a question in chat. Is Chrono removed, and does he need to be recovered from Death Peak? So, Death Peak is how you open one of the paths to the end of the game with the clone and the Chrono trigger, but you do not have to lose Chrono to do it.
That is correct. But yes, it summons the Black Omen. So, one thing that a lot of people may be expecting from watching this is... So, okay, what's to stop the runners just, getting nice and strong, beating things to death as much as they can, and then wandering over to the bucket at the end of time?
That is a good question. The bucket is actually not available until... I believe you have to wipe at Lavos at Ocean Palace in order for the bucket to become accessible.
Yep,
Alright, so we have magic.
accurate.
We have magic on Moon Blizzard's side.
Many magics.
Booze Wizard. Yes, many magics. And Booze Wizard is just accessing the future. And looks like we're getting some more sealed chests.
So, if you're Moon Blizzard, where are you going now?
That is a good question. Honestly, I would want to check that hero medal.
I think he might need to get the hero medal first.
Oh, did he skip that check? I can't tell you the number of times I have gone to do that check and just forgotten to talk to the carpenter's wife. It's just a little bit embarrassing. You go talk to the carpenter, hop in the epic, and fly off.
The hero medal is on the tracker for Booze, but it isn't on there for Moon. Now that may just be because the person tracking, me, is a bit dumb. It's been a long day.
No, I just popped over to his stream and he doesn't have it tracked either. So
okay.
Looks like he didn't pick it up. That is interesting. I wonder if he just, like I said, forgot to talk to the carpenter's wife, or if he just hasn't done that check yet.
Saved by the co-commentator. By the way, it is Angrel's first time ever, I believe, commentating for a Randomania run, so big love to him, everybody.
This is true. I still don't know how you talked me into this. Mostly I'm just here for the puns, though.
Hypnosis.
Ah, that would explain it. It's always the hypnosis.
Yep, gotcha with my black magic. My evil skills.
So it looks like we have Booze Wizard heading to the Guardian fight. Don't worry, everyone's favorite sequence of playing tag with the rat is still part of the randomizer.
I hate that bloody rat.
Doesn't everyone? Though it is always kind of satisfying to see someone nail the, frame-perfect trick where you come out of the door, round that corner incredibly quickly, and get the rat before it even starts moving.
Well,
I have never pulled that off.
It looks like Booze might be reconsidering some choices here.
Did he just reset out?
I believe he did.
Interesting. I wonder if he just wasn't satisfied with his gear? Looked like he was swapping some gear around before heading back in.
Alright, so
Moon.
Go on.
Oh, Taco was asking in chat, where did Booze get Nova armor? That is a good question. I do not know, but it's a good find.
Okay, so we have Moon going into Hecarim's cave, looking for those shiny tech points now that he has a magic.
Not a bad choice in this case. Again, this place gives about 100 tech points, which is pretty significant in the early game.
Chat is politely informing us that the Nova armor came from the Dragon Tank, which makes it more interesting to me why Moonblade isn't using someone who can equip the Nova armor.
That is a good question. So, Nova armor is firstly just very top tier armor. It is also status protection, which comes in handy quite a bit.
Yeah, there are a number of bosses in this game who really don't like you, and will use any nasty status they can on you.
Not the least of which is Lavos himself. So Guardian's script has been modified a bit for the randomizer. I believe in vanilla he just starts a basic countdown after you kill the bits, and then at the end of the countdown he revives the side bits. In the randomizer, of course, Guardian instead begins spamming AoE elemental attacks on you.
Because life isn't hard enough.
It just, I think, makes him a more interesting character as well. Before he was honestly kind of free. You kill the bits and they go down pretty fast, and then he just sits there and doesn't do anything. Now he makes for a more interesting and slightly dangerous fight, though not much more dangerous as Ayla triple kicks him to death.
There are a lot of those bosses that have made it a little more tasty. I'm not sure if it's actually anything that got changed, but I do remember dying to twin golems 4 times in my last run.
Twin golems can be a bit of a brick wall.
They didn't like me.
Cthulhu Christ is asking, what was the guaranteed item in the Forest Cathedral shop? Is that Fiona's Shrine you're talking about? If so, that would be the Lapis.
Oh, is the rat gonna make it? Is the rat gonna make it? Nope, the rat loses points to Boo.
Right at the end. We're not going to talk about the number of times I have just missed the rat and had to reset that room.
So here you're seeing Moonblizzard open a pendant chest, a bonus to go into the future first, picking up a magic ring and a blue mail for his trouble.
Ooh, that blue mail is nice.
Especially if you end up
Magic
going
ring
the
is also
Black
decent.
Omen route.
For sure. Yeah, Magic Ring is also nice. That's a +6 magic. And especially at early levels, that's a pretty sizable boost.
And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, I say man. The myth, the legend, the monster. It is Hecarim once again.
Is that Antipode 3?
I believe it was. Looking at that damage total, it definitely was.
Wow. That was just mean.
Yeah, no bully, please.
So, Antipode 3 being one of the strongest attacks in the game, using Marl's Ice 2 and Luca's Flare. That will make pretty short work of anything. This second one is just overkill. But as they say, there's no kill like overkill. So, well done.
I disagree. There is one kill better than overkill, and that is a quick kill. But you're not going to see too much of that in this run.
Too much. And now we get to see what the item is for killing Guardian and activating the computer here.
I'm going to guess the bent hilt. You want to place a bet?
Oh, I am not Taco. I am not a prophet.
It's
And
a gate key.
Alright, so we've talked a little bit about Go mode so far. I guess now would be a time to talk about some of the key items required for Go mode. So there are 3 paths to the end. One of those involves the gate key, the dreamstone, and the ruby knife. That is sort of the most sought after method of Go mode. Gate key giving access to prehistory. Dreamstone letting you go through Tyranno Lair to the Dark Ages, and then the ruby knife granting access to Ocean Palace. So that gate key is a pretty good find. That is 1/3 of Go mode. The other methods being you would need Frog, you need both halves of the Masamune, reforge the sword, go through Magus Castle to the Dark Ages, at which point it's the same. You would use the ruby knife to go through Ocean Palace and fight Lavos, and the third being the pendant with access to the future, and then the clone and the Chrono trigger, giving you access to Black Omen through Death Peak. And the Black Omen is either the end game with the Zeal 2 flag on, or beating the Black Omen will warp you to Lavos, where you then fight him.
Meanwhile, we're seeing Moon Blizzard heading up the Denadora Mountains to go and visit Masa and Mune. We're seeing Booze pick up a whole pile of pendant chests. Seen some very shiny things come out of those so far, including decent armor, a weapon for a character they don't have, and a handful of Lapis. For those who don't know, Lapis in this game heals everybody in the party by 200 HP.
It's definitely a solid item, especially if you don't have a character or character combination with AoE healing. So you're not going to see a lot of fights here. There are a lot of fights here, but Moon is pretty much skipping all of them that he can.
So, if you're watching this race and you're thinking to yourself, hey, I want to see more of this, well, I've just put in chat a couple of little links. You can follow our runners, who I'm fairly sure stream this quite frequently. And you can also follow our restream team today. I know I'm streaming this quite a lot at the minute because I'm trying to get good, which for anyone who knows me will take about 12 years. How about you, Untitled? Do you stream this much? Do you stream much?
I stream very, very rarely. But when I do, it's a decent chance to beat this game.
Hey, did you know that mountains are nice?
Staples. Mountains are nice. Did you also know that you're pretty nosy?
I am pretty nosy, but when it gets me a tab, I don't care.
So, grabbing a few chests, you'll notice that Booze is now unlocking magic himself, and Moon Blizzard is absolutely tearing through Denadora Mountains.
Wait, hang on. You stream Factorio?
Rumor has it.
My man.
Alright, and here we're gonna have the Masa and Mune fight.
Yes, remind me,
so
Angarel, which ability is it they need to use to not get counterattacked if they have Chrono in their party?
If it's you, it's the 3rd slot tech. Everyone else, it's the 2nd slot.
What about
with tech randomization, this fight, normally you would use Slash to interrupt the storing tornado energy technique that the combined Masa and Mune fight monster uses. In this case, if you have Chrono and an attack move in the 2nd slot, which is normally the Slash slot, you can use that to interrupt his tornado energy. I, of course, accidentally gave Future some very bad advice the other day. Didn't realize he had Battle Memory Cursor on, or Battle Cursor Memory on, and got him killed. I unlocked an achievement for that.
Cthulhu raises a valid point in chat as well. A lot of people seem to be working very hard to see me lose run. I should take that as a compliment. So, double boss fights again. Moon Blizzard fighting Massa and Moon. And a Booze Wizard fighting the Son of Sun. A particularly cheesy boss. Would you like to explain the mechanics of this one to anyone who may not know?
Sure, so Son of Sun is, you notice him in the center there, and you can't hurt Son of Sun directly. In Vanilla, there are 5 of the little flames that surround him. In the randomizer, there are only 4. Definitely a big thank you for that. It makes the fight a little nicer. And you damage the main Son of Sun by damaging one of the flames, the one vulnerable flame. He will cast Roulette to shuffle them around occasionally, just to annoy you a bit. All of his attacks are fire-based, and he will cast Flare occasionally as well. So if you have anything like a red vest or a red mail, or even the ruby vest or ruby armor, to reduce or absorb fire damage, this fight can be trivialized. If you don't, well, I see that Chrono didn't quite make the cut. He gets to take a nap.
There is also a very fun strategy where you can use Magus and black hole away some of the flame.
Actually did not know about that until you mentioned it earlier.
However, black hole is possibly not the safest ability to use in this game.
There are occasional soft locks using black hole. I don't know if that is a side effect of the tech randomizer or if that is just a vanilla thing. It's entirely possible that's just a vanilla bug. But yes, black hole can occasionally soft lock if you use it on certain targets.
So, Moon Blizzard picking up Toma's Pop.
Toma's Pop, opening up the Giant's Claw. Looks like he's going to go do that right now. He's going to go pour one out for Toma. Let's see what Booze is going to get for Son of Sun. He gets the Bent Hilt.
I highly doubt, Taco, that Hero Medal is Gatekey because Booze Wizard already got it from Guardian.
That he did. So this is another one of those dungeons that Moon Blizzard is about to enter, where if you know what you're doing, it's incredibly fast. You can skip all but maybe one fight, and then the boss fight. If you don't know what you're doing and you get into all of the fights, it can take a while, or be a lot of running.
And the one thing you need to remember going into this cave is to go up the ladder, right?
Oh, this is in the Giant's Claw?
Yes.
You know, to be honest, I just kind of run it by feel. I couldn't tell you until I see it.
So, there is a very big upwards ladder inside the Giant's Claw, which if you walk up it takes you back to the start of the dungeon. And that's a no.
Well, we have seen the hero medal check. So Booze Wizard just got himself a Chrono Trigger. They are now 2/3 of the way to go mode through Black Omen.
I was close, I guessed clone, so...
Close enough.
Thank you, Giselle. And just a quick shout out, we are always looking for extra crew to help us with commentary and tracking on these restreams. And if you're sat here thinking, this looks like fun, I want to have a go at that, and you're part of the community, go ahead and ask for the roles in Discord. Because trust me, this is a lot easier with a dedicated tracker.
It is, but hey, chat's here to keep us honest.
Yeah.
Alright, Moon is also coming in for his hero medal check. And he just got the news that this is starting to look like it might be an Omen seed.
Is hoping.
So I know a lot of people don't like the Black Omen. Most of my seeds end up going through Black Omen, so I'm actually more comfortable with it than I am with Ocean Palace.
I do like to see a good Black Omen, just to watch other people run the risk of getting thrown back off the mountain.
Oh, by the wind in the first screen?
Yeah, that usually takes longer for me to get through than the Black Omen itself.
Yeah, that part can be a little tricky. I know in my first vanilla run of this game, I spent far, far too long trying just to get up that first screen. So, Reptite Lair can be an interesting place. Those evil weevils you'll notice occasionally will start to dig. If you get them to dig in the right spot, they can actually take you down through some secret chambers full of pretty good loot, pretty high tier stuff.
See,
Looks like Booze Wizard is just opting for the standard route through the dungeon.
it always interests me to see people talking about the Black Omen and how Giga Mutant is one of the biggest threats in there. I've never wiped a Giga Mutant, however I regularly wipe to the Elder Lava spawn.
Giga Mutant can be a little bit mean if you don't have a strong magic team. Oh, Boo's missing the Winged Ape skip. He may just run from... yeah, he's just running from the fight. One of the problems, of course, with Giga Mutant being you have to hit him with magic, and every time you hit him, he counterattacks by absorbing some of your magic. So it's just a little frustrating. Yeah, Chokosora telling us that if you don't get him down fast enough, he can start casting some nasty status ailments. Omen can be a little rough at the end. You start seeing it becomes a bit of a boss rush as you have to go through Giga Mutant, Terra Mutant, the Elder Lava spawn, and then finally you get to fight the boss, all three phases of Zeal 2. Or I guess it would be Zeal 1, the Mammon Machine, and Zeal 2. And then if you don't have the Z flag on, well, now you're stuck doing all three phases of the Blavos as well.
Yay!
Or is it just two phases? I always run with the Zeal 2 flag on, so I don't remember if you fight the shell or not in that case.
I don't know either, to be honest, but I'm sure there's someone in chat who does. No shell we have from Procky.
Procky is telling us no shell. You no longer fight the shell, so I guess you used to at one point.
I mean, that's good though, because it really is a shell of a fight.
Indeed it is. Oh, Moon Blizzard skipping the dodging boulders of sadness, as I like to call them. The rubbles are worth a lot of tech points, and some decent experience points, but they also dodge almost every attack, so they can be a very annoying fight.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, we're about to see Black Tyranno on the left.
We're about to see
And of
Rust
course,
Tyranno on the left.
Did I say Black Tyranno? Wow, thank you. Thank you, keeping me honest. Yeah, Rust Tyranno. There's two Tyrannos. What are the different Tyrannos between friends?
I think about 65 million years, if I'm not mistaken.
About 65 million years, a lot of extra damage, and some hit points. Yes. Rust Tyranno is a bit of a pushover. Black Tyranno is not. We're also seeing the Nizbel fight on Booze Wizard's screen. Getting that Lapis off just in time.
Yeah, Nizbel can be a little bit rude sometimes.
That he can. If you hit him with lightning to reduce his physical damage or physical defense, he will occasionally throw that lightning right back at you, doing some nice AoE, and you see him doing this ground stomp as well, with even more AoE, so gotta make sure you keep the party topped up a bit. He can put out some nice damage quick if you're not paying attention.
And speaking of rude, we're seeing Rust around and getting bullied by triple kicks and antipode 3s. That's going to hurt.
That is going to hurt. And Antipode 3, I love that spell.
It's
much
annoying.
Damage. Alright, what's Boo's Wizard gonna get?
And tools!
The tools! I'm sure that's just what he wanted to see.
Never leave home without and tools.
So, tools in the randomizer do just what they did in vanilla. They open up the ruins. So, ruins have some monsters in there. They have some decent treasure. There's some sealed chests. Honestly, that's about it. You can upgrade the Masamune to the Masamune 2 if you have Frog in the party, but it really doesn't open up any additional checks, and is considered by most to just be a time sink.
Speaking of the Masamune, does Booze actually have the Masamune, or is it the bent hilt he has?
That's a really good question.
Because he hasn't picked up Toma's pop, so he hasn't got the blade yet. So I'm gonna just go ahead and guess and adjust the tracker like that. As we said at the start, folks, it is the first time really for us, so bear with us.
It looks like Booze has the hilt.
Yes. And here we go, Blizzard onto Moon Blizzard onto a Son of Sun.
And Booze Wizard doing the Danadora check.
I think we're doing very well to keep these names separate, you know?
I think so.
So, how long do these runs average? If you're me, about 3 hours. But on your screen right now, we have what are known in the trade as good runners. So, 2, maybe 2.5 at a push hours.
Yeah, Booze got outrun by the outlaw or the freelancer and ended up running from that fight. So yeah, these runners will typically finish a seed in 2 hours to 2 hours and a half. It kind of depends. If it's one of those really linear seeds where you have to keep going through, dungeon after dungeon after dungeon to get go mode, they can take a little bit longer. If it's one of those, the dream seeds where you start off and get your go mode within 3 or 4 checks, I believe the fastest time on record right now is 1.5 hours. That was a pretty insane run.
Well, another instance of mountains being nice, and nosiness being rewarded by magic tabs.
Indeed.
And once again, a quick shout out that if you are new to this randomizer and you want to learn a little bit more, speak up in chat. I'm sure someone out there will furnish you with a Discord link so you can come on and see what it's all about. And while we're at a bit of a lull in the action, quick shout outs to some of the things coming up on the schedule for this one. Tomorrow night at, I believe, 9 PM Eastern, we have the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer weekly race. We've got a couple of other things. I believe 10 PM Eastern time we have, on Friday, we have the Final Fantasy 4 Free Enterprise weekly race. And Saturday at 7 PM Eastern, we have the Final Fantasy 6 Worlds Collide weekly race. So definitely come check some of those out.
Yeah, definitely. I did not catch it. Did Booze get this fight intentionally, or did he get knocked down by the bird up top? I wasn't watching. There's a bird enemy at the top of this ladder that can be an absolute jerk, and will, just like here, knock you right back down.
Did Moon Blizzard finish the Son of Sun fight? Because if so, I may have missed the key item. because I'm a bad man.
He got... that's a good question. What did he get?
The hilt, apparently. Fantastic. Thank you, chat.
Yes, thank you. He actually doesn't have that tracked on his either, so... I didn't catch it.
We have the hero medal, the bent hilt, and the bent sword.
We do.
I smell
Though we don't
a
have
castle.
Frog.
No,
possibly.
but
We still haven't found Frog.
Process of elimination tells us exactly where Frog is, because we know Robo is at Frog's house.
This is true. Frog does have to be on Dactyl Nest.
So
I just love watching things melt to Antipode 3.
But
I'm pretty sure this will end the fight right here with the triple kick.
And if Booze Wizard wants to go through the fun and game and amazing music that come with Magus's castle and the Magus fight, that is an option that will be available to him. Though I feel like he's probably hunting for something else.
Probably. Magus Castle seeds tend to be pretty long.
I'm glad people think this is a really fun seed, because I have a very bad reputation when it comes to rolling seeds. I have a habit of... Whoa! Hang on! Moonblizzard forgot to turn his hacks off. That rat didn't even start moving.
Oh wow, he actually got that. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is a bit of a treat. You don't see that very often.
I must learn his secrets.
That's a hard one. That... I've only seen 2 runners get that before, and one of those is Moon, and I think he only got it for the first time within the last week or so.
That rat is such a jerk, though.
I'm told, especially on the mobile version of this game, that that rat is just a brick wall.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Oh, trying to catch him on the mobile version? No.
That doesn't sound like good times.
So Procky is bringing up the catching the rat that early, while really, really impressive, is actually a bit of a time loss, just because the rat runs slower after you catch him, and then you're just kind of stuck trailing on behind him.
So, we're seeing some
Picking up
shiny
speed.
treasures. Yep. Well, some good loot, and then a Gradius.
Well,
Can't win them all.
it can't all be rainbows. It can't all be sunstones and rainbows.
Haha, see what he did there. The plague is spreading!
I know, this is terrible. What have you done to me? Booze picking up his Thomas Pop.
Soon, anyway.
This is actually yeah, this is actually a pretty good seed. We're getting to showcase a lot of the different dungeons in the rando today.
Will Moon
And you
forge
never
the
know.
sword? Moon has a little bit of work. Got to get out of here. Got to find Frog if he wants to make use of the sword.
Oh, did he go forge the sword?
Not yet, but he will need to get Frog anyway,
yet.
so...
True. So, going through Magus Castle would unlock Mount Woe, which is the only check unlocked in the Dark Ages. Mount Woe is, again, reviled by many. It is, frequently, if you have to climb Mount Woe, it means the seed's being a bit mean to you, but if you have to climb Mount Woe, it's also fantastic tech points and experience. And a key item. I got Booze Wizard here on the right, pouring out one for Toma.
Alright, let's see what the master plan is for Moonblizzard here. Heading into the
Looks like
cupboard,
he's-
heading back in time. Now, obviously,
Heading to prehistory.
Moonblizzard does know exactly where Frog is, having checked the Massamine had checked Frog's house already and seen Robo. Question is it going to be Reptites left for the key item or the Dactyl Nest for Go mode?
So that wouldn't actually put him in Go mode yet. He would still need the Ruby Knife.
Oh, of course, yes.
But...
I'm a derp.
You're all good. But yeah, that... I don't know that they have a whole lot of checks left. We haven't seen Genodome. Genodome is open, of course. We've seen Son of Sun. We've seen Guardian. So yeah, they're starting to run a little low on checks. And Boo's going ahead and just noping out of some fights here. This dungeon really is kind of nice if you know how to do the skips. You just don't have to fight much. Trade shiny stone. Ah, shields. Shields are a pretty good find. Shields will reduce physical damage incoming by 1/3. So they're really handy to have on some of the later fights where you might not have quite the levels or the armor that you need to survive some of the big hits that the bosses will do. Just throw a shield on your characters.
Not as big an issue in this seed, of course, because at some point Protect will pick up as a spell if you desperately need it.
This is true. Protect is definitely nice. So I think we've actually seen both of these checks done by the other runners. Of course, I'm not paying quite enough attention to remember what was at each one. But we have definitely seen these.
The Giant's Claw will yield a bent sword. And the Reptile Lair will yield the tool.
That is right. So yeah, it's looking more and more like they may be forced to go through Maga's castle. Wow. So what started out looking like a really, really nice seed, Future, you did it again. That's living up to your reputation and rolling interesting seeds.
So, the King's Trial, don't you need an item for that?
Yes, so in order to access the King's Trial, you need both Marl in your party and the Prism Shard. As well, after you finish the trial, you've unlocked the Guardian Treasury, and you can bring the Sunstone to Melchior. Oop. And beautifully executed skip on Moon Blizzard's side to get around that winged ape. Those things hit like a truck, so if you can avoid them, good stuff. Sorry for the segue there, but yes, after you've done the King's Trial, you bring the Sunstone to Melchior for a second key item. So it's a bit of a long quest chain, but if you have to do it and you have the right stuff for it, it can be pretty rewarding with those two key items.
So here's the new betting game for everybody in chat. Place your bets on how long after this race it will take before our runners demand that I never roll the seed again.
Well, I've already been banned from rolling seeds from one person's channel, so you're in good company.
Yay! See, this is funny because I think a few moments ago we saw Moon Blizzard fighting the Rust Tyranno and Booze Blizzard fighting Nizbel, and now it's reversed.
It is. You know, I think they've got something against dinosaurs.
I know, right?
Just a hunch.
But would you rather see tiny Triceratops or the massive Tyrannosaurus? That's the question.
In this game, I'd rather see Rust Tyranno. He really is a bit of a pushover.
By the way, if you're watching this and sat there thinking this is a great race, go ahead and register your interest for racing next week. Maybe we can turn this into a weekly thing, hopefully.
That would be great. Always looking forward to getting more people into the community. Always looking for more racers. Jets of Time is a fantastic randomizer, so yeah, more people we can get playing it, the better, in my opinion.
And don't forget, it doesn't just have to be 2 races. You have the capability to restream up to 4, and I'm sure that if people ask nicely enough, we can even have people running alongside them off stream. The big old fun weekly race.
Man, that would be a lot of fun. I don't race much myself. I'm not terribly fast, but I definitely love watching the races. And also, thank you for inviting me to commentate this with you. This has actually been pretty fun.
Thank you for accepting. As people in chat may not know, I'm actually quite new to this randomizer. Done a few runs. I've finally got my time under 3 hours. But I'm not the most knowledgeable about it yet, so it's very useful to have such a font of knowledge next to me. Or spiritually next to me, yeah.
Oh, we're seeing a Genodome play from Booze Wizard.
Ooh, no, I'm out. I do not like this place. This place sucks.
This one can be a little bit complicated. Actually, we might be seeing a Genodome play from Moon Blizzard as well, so our runners are going to be converging paths a little bit. Oh, we're getting requests for a Procky versus Taco race next week. Man, that would be a fun one. I'd love to watch that one.
I'm not sure I can talk fast enough to finish a sentence before those two finish a run.
You're not wrong. They are 2 very, very solid runners.
If you want to see
Taco
zoomies...
is actually... Yes, Taco is actually the one who holds the current record for fastest seed. I don't think Procky's too far behind.
Would that be the seed I saw on YouTube, perhaps?
It might be. So Boo's making very short work of this conveyor belt. Any AoE magic is very strong here. Luca, in particular, just tears through these guys.
Speaking of YouTube, by the way, now I can't say for certain because this one's a little above my pay grade, but if you ask Game Boy very, very nicely, you might start to see some of these VODs of these races getting exported to YouTube, if you miss anything or want to catch up. So keep your eyes peeled. I know.
You can catch which... Go ahead.
I know the Randomania do export a lot of their races that they have, so... Assuming I've not done anything wrong. Yeah, there we go. Confirmation in chat.
Oh, fantastic. So I know that a lot of newer runners will go to YouTube to sort of see if there's any good VODs of races out there or other people running, so that would be really nice as an introduction for people if they come looking for videos of sort of how to run one of these. Alright, Boo's finishing the conveyor belt.
Shameless plug is shameless. That's a link to the Randomania YouTube channel right there.
Very nice. So this fight you're seeing Booze Wizard do right here is kind of annoying. I've forgotten to do it on more than one occasion. You pick up the little robot later and start walking up here.
Yep.
Oops, now you get into a fight, he runs all the way back, and he is not fast.
I did that last time I had to come to Genodome, and that guy is a jerk. That robot just bumps into everything it can.
He does. Looking to see if we get the faster strat with him today, so I never realized it until I watched, I think, Moon a few days ago do a run where you just kind of leave him at one point and go run off and do some stuff, and then when you come back, like, he's sort of clipped through it's a little barrier that you can't run through, but he can, and he'll just sort of meet up with you on the other side. It's a pretty cool trick. We'll see if our runners do that today.
So yeah, apologies for that. No, it was me. I forgot to mark the tools for Moon.
Oh.
See, this is why it's always handy to have a dedicated track. But thanks again for chat.
Oh, for sure. It's more challenging than I realized, you know, watching, commentating, and tracking.
Yep. Yep, me and Untitled are doing the tracking. I'm tracking Moon, and Untitled is tracking Booze.
Feel free to yell at me if I miss something.
So,
feel free to yell at me if Future misses something too, but...
Can the commentators make a quick recap on what you need to beat the game in this mod? So, there are 3 theoretically ways to get Go mode. You either need the Dreamstone and the Ruby Knife, and access to the prehistory era via the Gatekeep. That will let you go through the Chrono lair, teleport you to the Dark Ages, and you can eat your way through to the Ocean Palace and fight Lava. You can also get the Bent Hilt, Bent Sword, and Frog, along with the Ruby Knife to go through Magus's Palace, to get Magus's Castle rather, to get to the Ocean Palace. I think I just made Magus a king by accident. And lastly, you can get the Chrono Trigger, the Clone, and access to the future via the Pendant. And you can go through the Black Omen, and in this flag set, you can defeat Queen Zeal Fight 2 to finish the game. I think I got that right. If I didn't, somebody is welcome to shout at me.
Hey, like I said, chat's good at keeping us honest, but I think you got it.
It is 1:22 AM. I could be talking gibberish for all I know.
It is very late for you. Much appreciated that you're doing this for us.
Oh, I'm used to the late nights. For anyone who tunes in for the World Collide races, my voice will be fairly familiar.
It is. I believe that's where I first heard you casting one of those races. So definitely nice to work beside you on one of these.
Hey, what can I say? I came in, I enjoyed the rando, figured, yeah, I'm gonna help out here. Looks like fun.
And hey, it'd be nice if we can get these weekly. It looks like we've had several people volunteering already to help out with comms and restream and tracking, so
well, comms and tracking anyway.
With any luck.
Less so on the restreaming so far.
We've had 1 or 2 for that as well, but hopefully it won't have to be you every time and you can get some sleep once in a while.
Yes. And don't forget, to those who are in the community and want to get involved with the restreaming, the commentary and the tracking, definitely make Cecil aware to get the roles. Full training will be politely provided, if required. Because I'm not going to leave the Jets of Time community high and dry. I'm more than happy to share my experience. That's why I'm here now, after all.
Man, this is a remarkably close race.
It is. Hopefully it's going to be a nice finish. I did see, it was Moon Blizzard had a race with, I think it was Corinth, the other day. We saw them having to take the Black Omen path, and both runners were fighting... both runners were fighting the Lavos spawn on the mountain at the same time, so that was a very close run.
That was, I think they both finished Death Peak and raised the Black Omen within about 10 or 11 seconds of each other. That was quite the race.
And Lackeys is quite right there. I did say experience, not expertise, because I'm not that brave.
Oh, and these turrets can be a bit of a jerk. Sometimes one turret will shoot the other, and they will cause a big AoE explosion, damaging your entire party. If you get into one of like the big 6 turret fights, and you're not fast enough, or just unlucky enough, that can be just an unfortunate instant party wipe.
So, we're being asked if you need Robo, or R66Y if you're feeling formal, to beat the Mother Brain here. You do not, because any of your characters in the randomizer can become all electrified and open the doors. As you're about to see on Booze's screen here, with Chrono sparking.
Yes, you will also notice the Atropo fight has been removed as well, so you'll be seeing that shortly.
And now
that is
Go on.
I would say that is the fight where you would get the quotes the ribbon in the vanilla game, though in the vanilla game it's not actually an item that was added for the randomizer.
Indeed. And now we have my least favourite section of Xenodome, what I like to call the robot, because he definitely is one.
So you're seeing Moon is actually using the strategy I was talking about before, running over, grabbing the speed tab, and he just kind of left the robot behind. And look at that. Robot went through that barrier and came right to meet you on the other side.
I will remember that for future runs.
That is a great trick. Really speeds the robot up nicely. And stops him from getting stuck on every wall on that right-hand side. Wow, they're within seconds of each other. This is pretty great.
It's very interesting because Booze went into Xenodome first, but it looks like Moon might get to the Mother Brain fight first. So slight change of position in this dungeon. If you could call it a dungeon.
It's a dungeon. It counts. It's a dungeon in my heart. Luca showing why Fire 2 is just such a powerful spell. Also why, if you're relying on Luca for AoE magic here, you want to boost her up with some speed tabs. She starts out pretty slow. Speaking of speed tabs, Boo's using a bunch of his stored up tabs now.
Well, they're not doing anyone any good sat there gathering dust, are they? A gold earring in a chest for Moonblizzard. I'm sure Booze will pick it up any moment now. If he hasn't already.
I think they may have both gotten... I know at least I saw one on the right-hand side of this screen. I didn't catch where the other one was. But gold earrings are very nice. A gold earring increases the health of the wearer by 50%, I believe. That can be especially nice if you're a little bit under-leveled and going into some of these later fights.
And let's not forget a preferred strat of some runners in the Ocean Palace involving having very high maximum health and a very low current health.
Yes. There are two moves in this game. Speaking of those turrets being kind of mean when they're not fast enough, they go ahead and drop Marl before Blizzard even got a chance to act. Oh, this is such a close race, as they're both entering the Mother Brain fight within seconds of each other. But yeah, two attacks in this game that use health as in their damage formula, or rather your amount of missing health. That's Ayla's Dino Tail and Frog's Frog Squash. So Dino Tail strats are very popular going down one of the elevators in Ocean Palace, because you can avoid all of the elemental-based enemies. There are a bunch of these little creatures that you have to hit with the right element or physical damage to kill them, and any other element will not deal damage and cause them to counterattack. So run in, low health Ayla, Dino Tail, boom, they all drop dead.
So, Mother Brain, why don't you tell the lovely people who may not know the mechanics of this fight? Surely you want to kill all of the additional targets first, right?
Oh, absolutely. Look at those juicy monitors. So the monitors, there are 3 of them back behind Mother Brain. They will heal Mother Brain on each of their turns. But if you kill them all, they have very little health. Mother Brain will enrage and start hitting you very, very hard. So what you noticed on Moonblizzard's side, he just used Provoke. Not Provoke, Hypno Wave, to inflict status ailments on all of the monitors. That will stop them from healing, and you don't have to destroy them or risk enraging Mother Brain. She will also cast Chaos on you sometimes, and you can accidentally destroy the monitors with a Chaos character. That said, Mother Brain doesn't have that much health, and both runners really quickly dispatched her.
Okay, what's the Dreamstone called on this tracker? I'm having issues finding it.
Is Dreamstone what they got?
Yes, it is. But I can't remember the icon for it. Thank you.
It's the red rock. I went ahead and picked it up. Sorry, I was busy giving an explanation and didn't actually see what they'd gotten.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not quite good enough to do these visually yet, so I have to have fast tooltips on when I'm using the Emo Tracker package.
I think this might actually be a required Magus Castle seed.
I'm not sure it can be now, because you don't get a key item from Magus Castle, do you?
No, but it does unlock... Oh, you know what? They just got Dreamstone. That means they can go through Tyranno Lair. So they're going to have to do Mount Woe.
Oof.
But they can get to Mount Woe either through Magus Castle or through Tyranno Lair in prehistory. So it is not a required Magus Castle seed, but it is a required Mount Woe seed.
So you know when I said a few days ago now in Discord, we might need to book 3 hours in case it's a hell seed? Psychic power.
You may have rolled one of those.
Because you watch, Mount Woe is going to be something annoying like the Prism Shard. And it's going to go on and on.
Moon Blizzard checking the snail stop again. It is still the Moonstone. Oh, have our characters not done Desert yet? Okay, there's also Desert. I forgot about that. So now they've reforged the sword. I think Moon Blizzard he reforged it, so now he can get Robo.
Yes, indeed. So now we're seeing a bit of divergence in the runs again, because I'm not sure... I don't think Booze Wizard knows for sure where Robo is, because Booze Wizard never got Magus. Which would have been the biggest clue. So we're seeing some Dactyl Nest action here.
He did, however, and I did not mark this, pick up Marl.
I believe Marl was required for the path they took to get magic, so yes.
You can actually do that particular one without Marl. You just need her for the King's Trial.
Booze could be looking for Frog, but do you really want to go through Magus' castle if you have the Tyranno Lair as an option?
Ideally not. Magus' castle will take much longer.
Especially if you're me and don't know where the holes in the floor are.
Ah, yes. I love that room. Everyone loves that room. So, the desert is a great place to have Marl. Ice 2 will pretty much tear through everything in here. This is also pretty good experience and tech points. They're coming in a little bit higher level than you need to, so not quite as big an impact as if you're here earlier, but there's a ton of treasure chests here, a bunch of fights, some decent experience and tech points, and it unlocks a key item at Fiona's Shrine.
So, a quick reminder if you're here and seeing this for the first time, this is Chrono Trigger Jets of Time, an open world randomizer for Chrono Trigger, the very beloved SNES era RPG created by what is commonly known as the Dream Team, the main minds behind Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest. If you're interested in getting involved, I'm sure if you ask very nicely in chat, someone will furnish you with a link to our Discord server. There you can find a bunch of guides, a link to the randomizer, which is probably the most important thing here, along with many other shinies, and of course a wonderful community.
For sure. I love how you go to Melchior. Hey, we have these sword pieces, and he's just like, oh great, come on downstairs, I got a spare Dreamstone, I'll fix it for you. You do not need the Dreamstone in the randomizer to repair the sword. He just has one sitting on his basement table.
Yeah,
right,
just sat down there chilling.
Finishing up Retinite. Yeah, Moon Blizzard finishing up Retinite. not a whole lot to say about that boss fight. Don't kill the core. If you kill the core, he enrages. Other than that, hit him with ice to lower his defense, and then have at him. Physical attacks.
You know, you'd think, Melchior having this Dreamstone, why wouldn't he just give it to you?
That is a good question.
He's a bit of a jerk, really, isn't he?
I think it's more of a supply and demand thing.
Exactly. I would walk in there and demand it.
Yes, I demand your supply of Dreamstone. That's how economics works, right?
Exactly. I'm trying to save the world here. You can at least do your part, you know.
Yes, your sword and your Dreamstone.
So we did
Here we go.
Somebody mentioning liking the Robo swap in there. You'll notice that that has instantly been swapped out. I think the reason for the Robo swapping is because it's required to activate the event here for Fiona.
It is, so you don't have to have Robo for the boss fight, but you do have to have Robo to talk to Fiona afterwards. That said, it was also just a pretty good idea. Luca, while being incredibly strong as a mage, is kind of useless in that fight. Robo, however, with Uzi Punch, can do some pretty solid damage. And then, of course, he's already in your party for, the Prism Shard. Oh, fun. So, Prism Shard and Marl now opens up the Guardia Castle King's Trial. They also have access to the Moonstone at Snailstop, which I don't know that... Did Moon purchase the Moonstone?
Hey, is the Prism Shard known as the Rainbow Shell?
Very possibly, yes.
Thank you. I'm still getting used to this tracker, sorry folks.
All good. Alright, we have Booze Wizard heading in to do the desert as well, and Moon Blizzard picking up his charged Sunstone in the future.
Wow,
this will lead to the sun. This will lead to 2 checks in Guardia Castle. So the Prism Shard and Marl leading to the King's Trial, and then after the King's Trial is complete, you can turn in the Sunstone for a another key item.
Did you just uncheck something on my tracker?
I wasn't sure, so the Moonstone turns into the Sunstone, and some trackers, if you click again, it will upgrade it from Moonstone to Sunstone. This one did not.
Oh no,
so
you,
I went
you
ahead
unmarked
and
the Rainbow Shell.
Oh, did I?
You did.
I don't remember clicking on that. My apologies.
It's okay. We caught it.
We did. Well, you did.
It's a team effort, everybody.
I tried to sneak it by you. Make Future look bad so I look better, but no, he caught me.
But it's funny because you don't need to make me look bad. I do a perfectly good job of that myself.
Look, man, never leave anything to chance.
Ooh, a Slasher 2, the ultimate in defense for Luca. I think he's mistaken. The time hat, however, a little better.
That is much better. So Tabin, who gives you a key item, can also give high-tier items based on 2 other events. One of those is reforging the Masamune, and the other is charging the Moonstone into the Sunstone. So Moon Blizzard was able to just kind of route both of those checks in and come by for 2 high-tier items from Tabin.
So, 2 key item checks in Guardia Castle, yes?
That is correct.
What's the betting that one of them is jerky? Because then it comes down to a question of, well, which go mode are they getting? The Ruby Knife or the Clone?
Oh, this would be such a rude seed if both forms of go mode were locked here.
Would be interesting, but I'm hoping personally for jerky and Clone.
Wow, you're mean.
I like the Black Omen, okay?
I appreciate that. Oh yeah, so I also like the Black Omen. It is definitely not the favorite.
Also, I would take the Zeal fight over Lavos any day of the week.
Yeah, Zeal can be pretty party dependent. If you're running with a party that's got very solid AoE damage, but not so good single target damage, you can be in a little bit of trouble. However, both of our runners are running with combinations that can put out some pretty solid single target damage when needed.
Oops, apparently I'd marked Robo for Booze Wizard and he hadn't even been acquired yet. That's on me.
He's got him now. You were just preemptively tracking it.
Yeah, I did a bad and I assumed because he was in the desert.
Yeah, that's actually interesting that he did the Retinite fight before picking up Robo.
You know, I was so happy when I watched a VOD of one of these runs and saw that you can dodge these fights that Moon Blizzard's just barging past by tactically stopping.
Yes, those are annoying fights because the enemies are very low level here. They're the same enemies that you fight in the cathedral, the Minoria Cathedral in the beginning.
So they're easy. And we have go mode for Moon Blizzard. He has found the clone. So fingers crossed for Jerky.
Here we go.
Place your bets, chat. Will it be Jerky or will it be the Ruby Knife from the Sunstone? What do you think?
50-50 odds.
We can't promise you any prizes for guessing correctly, but you will get cool points.
If you guess correctly, you get a lifetime supply of Chrono Trigger Jets of Time randomizer seeds.
But they have to be rolled by one of us two, which means that one seed will last you a lifetime.
That sounds more like punishment.
I mean, at least it's free, so you're getting your money's worth.
This is true. It is hard to argue with that. Great money-saving constant? 0. Oh, and here's where Marl makes one heck of an entrance, bursting through the stained glass window in the back. We might have to rule this one a mistrial. It's pretty funny how these routes have converged. I mean, they did the checks in a slightly different order, but they are really, really close, and the routes have converged pretty well at the end. Yakra's a bit of a jerk here. He does like to cast chaos on your party members, so any status protection you have is pretty nice. He does not have a lot of health though, so coming at him at this level, especially with Antipode 3 and Triple Kick, they're going to make pretty short work of Yakra.
Yeah, it's not going to be a tough fight, this.
Now, oh, Charm the Demon hit. That'll be useful for the frog they're not using.
Very, very much so.
And down he goes. Antipode 3, Charm Antipode 3, and Yakra 13 is no more.
It's fine. There'll be a 14th one day, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, his line survived that 400 years after you killed the first one, so I'm sure they'll keep going. Continuing to swear vengeance on the kingdom. So most of the various cutscenes and dialogue have been removed from the game to make the randomizer much faster. This one, you still get a little bit of a cutscene, though most of, if not all of the dialogue has been removed from it. One of the few cutscenes that has remained, of course, is Frog opening up the way to the magic cave, just because that's such a great cutscene. I'm glad it's still in.
Alright, we have a shiny sunstone replacing a boring moonstone for Beeswax.
I actually did not track that he got the moonstone, so thank you for keeping me honest. And it looks like Moon Blizzard is going to go check that item. I'm guessing he wants the ruby knife.
Come on, Jerky.
Jerky will get you a high tier item, but it does not lead to progression. So whatever item he does not get is on Mount Woe.
Ah, it's the ruby knife.
Oh, it's
Boring.
the ruby knife. Wow, so Go Mode, both Go Modes were locked behind the King's Trial.
If this was Final Fantasy VI, would that be Go-Go mode?
It might be. That would be if your Go Mode was locked behind Zone Eater.
And once again, my jokes fall upon deaf ears.
Oh no, I got it. Booze Wizard, continuing through the trial sequence, Moon Blizzard is going shopping for his foray into the Tyranno Lair and then the Ocean Palace.
Definitely make sure to go and follow our runners, by the way. You'll see plenty of Jets of Time action from both of them, I'm sure. Along with probably some other things.
Oh yeah. They're both fun to watch, so definitely feel free to drop them a follow. Alright, Moon, where are you going?
Oh. Hold on a second.
This is an interesting choice.
The curveball in the last hour.
This is an interesting choice indeed. So, typically Ocean Palace is considered the faster option for finishing the game, but it looks like Moon Blizzard might be going the Black Omen route.
I mean, Tyranno Lair and Ocean Palace, or the Mountain and the Black Omen? Yeah, I think I'd probably take the Ocean Palace too, to be honest.
It's generally considered faster. If you can skip most of the fights, or as we're getting pointed out in chat, Antipode 3, you can get through Black Omen pretty quick, but yeah, this is still an interesting choice. Man, this will be great if we get one runner through Ocean Palace, one runner through Black Omen. We can show off both of those dungeons.
It will. I'm quite looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, thank you.
I happen to have scrolled over there already, don't worry.
Ah. I almost clicked it back off. I was about a half a second behind.
This is your daily reminder that communication is important, folks.
And
So,
this is the dreaded scene that we were mentioning. If you're not careful and you step out just a little too early, you get yeeted right back off the mountain.
oh, heck, this wind.
Mm-hmm. Yes, making the doll a tree is kind of a trap. I think the hitbox for the doll is actually slightly bigger than the hitbox for the tree.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? You can skip fighting that first set of demon eggs?
And the second, yes.
The second I knew about,
And
the
third.
first is news to me.
Yes, and the third. And you can skip that fight. And hold on, wait for it. You can skip this fight too.
That one I knew about.
Yeah, it's just amazing watching some of these good runners as they go through these places, and so many fights that I just never knew you could skip in vanilla.
By the way,
They
big,
just run right past them.
big, massive, huge thank you to Cecil for not making us fight 3 different lava spawns here.
Yes, for sure. That room, that cave that Moon Blizzard was just in Vanilla is a lava spawn. Thankfully, that has been removed.
And here we have the next wind puzzle, which Moon Blizzard is making look ridiculously easy right there.
I fall off that thing 2 or 3 times every time I do a seed. It's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, you're kidding me. These ones can't hit you if you're stood still?
And then you can just run between them down. Yep.
Oh, that's an education right there.
It's always pretty educational watching Moon Blizzard run.
I am Jon Snow. I know nothing. Clearly.
Over on the right, we've got Booze laying down the law to Yakura the 13th. This fight won't last much longer.
Although, Marl does seem to be a little confused about what's going on.
Just a bit.
Sorry, chaosed about what's going on. Can't call it confused here because that's a different thing which you're seeing Chrono skillfully execute right there.
Yes, that is it's a fantastic single tech. Oh hey, look, Marl's not chaosed anymore. Of course the fight's over, so it doesn't matter.
And here we're seeing Blaze Kick, Fire Kick, Flame Kick, what? Something along those lines.
Blaze Kick, yes.
A single target, very high damage. I believe it uses Triple Kick and Flare, two very, very powerful abilities.
It's either Flare or Fire 2.
Either way, it
Might be
hurts.
Fire 2. It hurts a lot. We've mentioned Antipode 3 a few times now as being one of the strongest skills. Blaze Kick also definitely holds a high spot. It is incredibly high damage single target ability. Just about anything that pairs with Luca using either Fire 2 or Flare is just incredibly high damage.
And it's time to resurrect Chrono, but he's not dead. So we're going to resurrect the Black Omen instead.
That is right. Sacrifice the Chrono Trigger and raise the Black Omen. Goodbye, Time Egg.
You'll be missed. So Boo's heading in to pick up what he doesn't yet know is a ruby knife. And we might be about to see a big divergence in routes.
I would not be surprised. Also, thank you for hitting the Go Mode button for me.
That was when I marked the clone.
Man, I am totally falling down on the job today.
It's fine, it's your first time, nobody's judging you. To be fair, on your first time doing tracking and commentary, you're doing a fantastic job, I think. How about you, chat? Can we get some love from my co-commentator here?
So, you're allowed to judge me, just silently. Alright, we have the Black Omen. Now let's see what Booze Wizard does with his Go Mode.
It's kind of sad people saying great song because since I updated my OBS, I can't hear the music anymore. I just have Angerel's lovely voice to keep me sane.
Actually, I don't have any stream music playing either. That is kind of sad, because the music is fantastic.
The music is amazing in this game.
So I will say I'm a little bit sad whenever I do have to go through the Black Omen. One of my favorite songs in this game is Too Far Away Times, the song that plays during the, the quotes good ending. And you don't get that with the Zeal 2 ending.
Oh no, not a discussion about the best SNES JRPGs. Oh, we could be here all night now. Go on, chat, rise up, let's hear it.
Oh hey, look, it's more of those turrets.
Yep, I believe the last time we see them, if I'm not mistaken. Also, you're all wrong. The best track is Magus' boss theme. Don't at me.
That is a good track, and you actually get to hear that, I believe, if you bring Magus to the Zeal 2 fight.
You do indeed.
Which it does not look like Moon Blizzard is going to do.
I don't think either of our people are doing that. Well, especially not Booze Wizard, who is going for the Tyranno Lad.
He is. So we are going to see both of the major paths through to the end of the game at this race.
Interesting.
So in this randomizer, in order to fight Black Tyranno and get through to the left side of this dungeon, you have to have the Moonstone, go down into the jail cell where in vanilla they're keeping Kino, and set the Moonstone. There's a switch in the back of his cell. You'll get a message that you heard a door open somewhere, and sorry, did I say Moonstone?
Twice.
Wow, I am not with it tonight. Thank you for keeping me honest. The Dreamstone. Too many stones. The Dreamstone, set the Dreamstone in the switch in the back of the jail cell here, and that'll open up the left side of this dungeon. You can go fight Black Tyranno and then open up the path to the Dark Ages.
Or you can just go through the Black Omen, which is much more fun.
Or you could do that. I would blame it being like late or something, but it's really not where I am, and it is for you, so no excuses on my part.
It's fine, you're doing fine. For someone who I basically turned around to and said, hey, you're commentating this weekend, you're doing a fantastic job.
You know, I was a little unsure at first, but this is kind of fun. I could get used to this.
I mean, I did approach you because I know you have the game knowledge to replace things I don't know. You make an ideal commentary partner. Yeah. And let's not forget all of the other work you may or may not have done for this and other randomizer. Hashtag plug yourself.
Oh, yeah, so one of my hobbies is writing auto trackers for emo tracker packs. I wrote the auto tracker script for the Jets of Time emo tracker package. Big thanks to the other two authors who wrote the base package, the Big Solarius and Aerolus, who wrote, like I said, the base package that I started with, but I went and added the auto-tracking script for it, which I think both runners are actually using on their streams.
Yeah, it is a very, very handy tool. And you can access that very easily if you download Emo Tracker and just search for Chrono Trigger in the package manager.
So we have a question in chat. What all is randomized here? Well, pretty much everything. Your starting characters are randomized, the locations are randomized for your characters, all treasure chests are randomized, there is a flag that is currently on, your techs are randomized, so you learn them in random orders. All of the key items that you need are randomized, boss drops and enemy drops are randomized, the charms are randomized, rocks are shuffled, so there's quite a bit of randomizing going on. Some of the enemies even have, or some of the mid-bosses have randomized health.
You do see some random abilities from certain bosses, like the Black Tyranno, as we'll hopefully see very soon. And I believe
that is true.
XP, tech point, and possibly gold drops have been augmented slightly as well.
Yes. Not randomized, but boosted.
Just an adjustment to a bit of quality of life to help you get through the season a little bit faster.
Yes, this is true. So the actual locations of bosses and enemies are not randomized. You will still fight all of the bosses and enemies in their vanilla locations, though a lot of them have been tweaked to fit the progression of the randomizer better. Some have been buffed, some have been sort of nerfed a little bit, just sort of to give it a better feel as you level.
And don't forget, if you want to get involved with this randomizer, you should definitely hop onto our Discord. In there you can find a whole pile of guides, you can find a link to the randomizer program itself. Lots of helpful people willing to give you a hand, maybe even give you a nice friendly race. That's what I found very quickly joining the community. It's a wonderful group of people, definitely jump in.
Yeah, for sure. We've been getting quite a few new people recently, and it's been fantastic. So definitely, if you're interested in running this, feel free to stop on by and get involved.
Oh no!
So this is one of the shops in the game with a guaranteed item. You'll notice that amulet in the first shop slot. Amulets are one of the status protection items in the game, and this shop is guaranteed to sell them for 50,000 gold. There is one other shop that is also guaranteed to sell them. You may be seeing that on Booze Wizard's side in a little bit. So it looks like Moon is selling off a bunch of stuff, probably to try and buy at least one or two of those amulets, as well as possibly it looked like they had some elixirs in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, 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 I cannot stress enough how useful they can be.
For sure. So when I played the vanilla... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you first.
When I played the vanilla game, like, the game hands me elixirs or a mega elixir and tells me, this is a very powerful item that you will want to use in a very special, rough situation. And my response was, got it, I will hoard it like a dragon hoards treasure and never spend it or use it. No, actually, in the randomizer, they can be very handy to use.
Oof, Chrono taking a pterosaur to the head right there on Booze Wizard's screen. You don't want to see one of those land on you.
No. And Moon is making short work of Black Omen.
I'm sorry, Moonblizzard's run is now invalid. He didn't let the Gato bots sing. So, yeah, I'm not sure we can allow him to finish this run anymore.
No, that might be a disqualification right there. Oh, he missed this skip. Oof, may have done it on purpose. Oh, nope, he ran. See, I'm not sure what his levels are at right now, so I wasn't sure if he took that fight on purpose, but it looks like he went ahead and ran away.
And we're about to see a danger dino. It's the Black Tyranno. So, would you like to tell all the lovely people what happens when this little fella counts down?
Alright, so if you remember this fight from Vanilla Chrono Trigger, after you kill Azala, Black Tyranno will remove its defense and start counting down. Once the countdown from 5 to 0 finishes, it will cast a Fire Breath move on your entire party. Well, that wasn't quite as interesting, so it is now randomized. Black Tyranno will cast one of the high-level elemental spells, so you could get hit with Dark Matter, you could get hit with Hexagon Mist. You never know. Also, this boss has had semi-randomized health. It is randomized within a range, so it could be a little harder, could be a little easier, you never quite know. I am actually not familiar with Energy Release. I have not seen that one.
Me neither.
Mostly, I just get unlucky and get hit with, like I said, typically Dark Matter. And Flare is just such a powerful spell.
It is. It's Beautiful.
Oh man, Ayla hitting like a truck. That's 1500 damage triple kick.
However, funny story about my first seed. So I ran through most of it being carried by Dark Matter and Flare, and I had to take the Omen path, and I bumped into the Elder Lava spawn. And I did not get any further than the Elder Lava spawn.
Ooh, bad day.
Bad day indeed.
For those who are not aware, the Elder Lava spawn has essentially two spots on it that you can hit. You can hit the head or you can hit the shell. If you hit the shell, it will counterattack with a very, very powerful physical attack, I believe. I believe it's the spines that it shoots at you. And the two spells that Future was just talking about, Dark Matter and Flare, while incredibly powerful, are also AoE spells and will hit both the head and the shell.
Indeed. And I quickly...
without a solid single target. Ooh.
And I quickly want to plug something else that I think I saw on Moon Blizzard stream last night. So for those who may not know, when the Chrono does his little roar thing, apparently that can be counterattacked. I believe it was you who mentioned it, wasn't it?
Yes, so the roar for both this boss and Rust Tyranno does trigger counterattacks if you have a Rage Band or a Frenzy Band.
Which, you know, it may not be a battle winner on its own, but it will certainly do a lot of damage.
Oh, for sure. If you have Chrono with a Rainbow and a Frenzy Band, and you're just getting solid crits every single time he does a countdown, it adds up. That's a few thousand extra damage over the course of the fight. Oh, we're being told that Moon just acquired a Mega Elixir. Mega Elixir. That is certainly nice. That will help big time for the Zeal fight.
Yeah, that's a big poker right there.
And we're about to see the first boss in the boss rush. Over on Moon Blizzard's side.
Hello,
Giga Mutant.
You'll notice this is the first mutant we've seen. You don't have to fight Mega Mutant to hit the randomizer. Only Giga and Terra. And yes, flash frozen and then burnt to a crisp.
Oh, Antipode 3. I always love seeing that combination. It just feels a little bit cheap sometimes, but it's so much damage.
Hey, this is a race. Nothing wrong with cheap.
This is fair. I have sometimes been told if you're not cheesing, you're not trying hard enough.
Exactly. Which is why I tried to run through my first ever seed with Flare and Dark Matter. I think it was actually Frog Flare I was using most of all.
Oh, nice. So, luckily for Moon Blizzard, he will have a little easier time with the Elder Lava spawn. He does have a very powerful single target attack in Blaze Kick. Meanwhile, Booz on the other side has finished his Tyranno lair. He is now in the Dark Ages.
Shopping and Terracade.
He is doing some shopping. A little retail therapy before he goes on to Ocean Palace.
Yep, always make time for retail therapy. Mental health is important. Especially when the fate of the world is on your shoulders.
For sure. So, okay, I was going to say, the question is he just shopping, or did he plan to go to Mount Low? I don't know if he was planning to grind or get some tech points, but it looks like he was just checking the shop.
I think he's trying to fool us.
And skipping through to the second Skyway. This is one of those things I never really did in vanilla because you don't have the epic yet, so I always would go through both sets of Skyways to get to Zeal Palace, but you can fly apparently, so just skip it. Oh,
he hasn't skipped it.
He hasn't skipped it, yeah.
I think, looking at the tech points, he might be potentially going for the shop and maybe the new fight. Because if you can take it out quickly, that's a lot of tech points.
That is a lot of tech points. Was it 90 tech points for killing the 6 news?
I believe so, but looks like that isn't the plan now.
Looks like he was just doing some shopping. While Moon Blizzard fights the upgraded Gatos on the elevator. These elevator sequences can be a little rough sometimes. Though I don't think any of the elevators here are as bad as Ocean Palace.
Let nobody say I never listen to chat. I've given you some corridors of time. It won't be much, but you will also get to hear Ocean
Let's see if he
Palace.
pulls off this skip here. Oh man, I never pulled that skip off. That is an amazing skip. So you'll notice there's 2 bats flying back and forth. I didn't even know it was possible to skip that until pretty recently when I saw Moon Blizzard do it. Oh, one thing to note, this shop that Booze Wizard is at is actually 2 shops. If you approach the new from the north, it is a second shop, and that is our other shop that is guaranteed to sell amulets. Never forget that speed tab. Just sitting out there, right at the top of the stairs there.
And not long left now, I believe, for Moon Blizzard. Dryalizer hitting the nail on the head right there. We've been battling that one all night.
All night.
As soon as these runners signed up, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a rough evening.
For sure.
Don't forget if you're
I've been trying to stick to Moon and Booze.
Yes. Don't forget if you're enjoying what you're watching, make sure to follow our runners, and if you're some weird type who's enjoying the commentary, feel free to follow us too. And get your fix of Jets of Time action more often than weekly, which we are very much hoping this is going to be, so if everything goes smoothly and according to plan, which it should do after tonight and some messages have been sent, you're going to see, hopefully, another race the same time next week.
So, on the right, this is the door where normally you would charge the pendant in vanilla and use the pendant to open the first sealed door. Instead, in the randomizer, it is opened with the ruby knife, and we come on and fight the Golem. This is another one of those fights in vanilla. I believe you lose, but that is not the case here. And Golem can be a bit of a pain. He attacks with the most recent element used against him. So if you hit him with physical, he switches to physical attacks. If you hit him with fire, he switches to fire attacks. You can abuse this property and use elemental absorption vests, or you can just try and power through him and heal through it. I didn't see if Booze switched to any kind of elemental vests, though. Moon Blizzard on the left taking down Terra Mutant, Giga Mutant's big brother.
And there's not much
Yeah, this
left
is a
now.
great race. Now, so Moon Blizzard is coming up soon on the aforementioned Elder Lavo spawn, and then he's at the end of the boss rush. He is on his way to fight Zeal, the Mammon Machine, and Zeal 2. And Booze, it looks like, has just beaten the Golem and is on his way down to Ocean Palace.
Alright, here comes my worst enemy on the left. Such a butt, that lava spawn.
He can hurt. He can hurt quite a bit. And I love that, the Ayla with, I think it's the gold earring, 970 health. I mean, she just took a lava spawn needle and still has more health than the rest of the members of the party.
Yep. Ayla going full tank. Of course, could be very useful if Dragon Tail has been learned. Or as I think it should really be called Dragon Tongue, because it looks very much more like a tongue than a tail to me.
Oh, Dino Tail, yeah.
It's a little funnier to think that you're being licked by the enemy than swept by its tail for me.
Yeah. I would be honest, I don't know which of those I'd prefer. But now you're just seeing the power of Blaze Kick. That's over 3,000 damage per hit. I don't think this lava spawn's gonna last much longer.
However, it's not over 9,000. Memes denied.
It is not over 9,000. Oh, looks like Ayla does not have quite enough MP left for another triple kick. As Moon Blizzard's trying to figure out which of his attacks are the best single target damage he's got now that he doesn't have Blaze Kick.
It no longer matters.
It no longer matters. So Boo's grabbing some treasure chests here. Looks like he's just running from these fights. He's apparently pretty comfortable with the levels he's got right now, so just gonna grab some treasure, hit some switches, and keep on moving.
Moon Blizzard, however, one encounter away from his final boss rush.
He's almost there.
So the question for chat, do we want the audio from the Zeal fights, or from the Ocean Palace?
Oh. I mean, they don't have Magus, so you're not gonna get his theme for the Zeal fight. And Ocean Palace music is very good.
It is. We probably can't convince Moon to sub-magazine just for the final battle, can we?
Probably not. I think he's pretty invested in the current team.
999 HP on Ayla. GG.
Ooh.
For those who are
That
perhaps
is-
used to the other RPGs on the SNES, that is the maximum HP.
That is the maximum HP. Oh, looks like he's keeping the speed belt on. I was gonna say, that just... losing that 2 speed is just... ugh.
Especially on the character with Life 2, which could be very helpful in the upcoming battle.
That could. So he does have that Mega Elixir. That'll really help out for Zeal 2. I'm sure he'll be saving that for the final phase.
Yes, but Game Boy, how many of those are SNES RPGs?
That is a good question. You know, I never played Dragon Warriors 3 or 4.
Me neither.
I consider that a failing on my part.
I played Dragon
tried
Quest
to-
8, does that count?
Counts for me.
Yeah.
So, I tried to buy Dragon Warrior 3 back in the day. That was in the days of Funko Land, if anybody remembers that. I'm probably dating myself by mentioning that store that doesn't exist anymore. But I never could find it.
I was just very concerned for Moonbliss there that I forgot that ability was Halation.
That was, so Zeal is kind of mean. She will just keep spamming that. Always bringing you down to 1 health, so usually you just kind of push on through. As you saw, it just kind of one-rounded her. And to go 3 into a triple kick.
An amulet drop from Zeal 1.
Huh.
That would be handy if the
Also-
Zeal 2 flag wasn't on.
Also, that skip on Boo's Wizard's side, I didn't know you could skip that fight with the Thrasher dudes zooming back and forth.
Anything is possible with the zoomies.
This is true. I may have to go back and rewatch this and try and learn that skip.
That's the spirit. Don't forget, at some point after 24 hours after the end of this stream, you may be able to catch this on YouTube. on the Random Menu channel, so keep your eyes peeled if you've missed any of the run and want to watch it back. Or, of course, you can always watch the VOD here on Twitch.
That is true. Yeah, bringing up that it is very good XP. That whole staircase is really good XP, and that first floor of the staircase is one of the frequent spots where if you feel behind in levels at this point, players will stop and grind, just because it gives so much experience and so many tech points.
Alright, here we go, the final challenge for Moon Blizzard, ZL2 coming up.
Here we go.
So, what are the main threats to look out for in this fight?
So, Zeal 2 just in general does a lot of damage. You'll notice there are 3 enemies in the fight. You're going to have the face, the main enemy, as well as the 2 hands. You do not attack the hands. They are basically indestructible. They take very little damage from anything and have a lot of health. And they will counterattack with either MP Buster or Life Shaver, I believe. Basically, they'll slurp out your health or your magic if you attack them. So single target attacks on the face are the go-to strat for this. Throughout the fight, she will be casting Skygate Lightning, I believe it's called. It's a lightning-based elemental attack, as well as a number of shadow attacks on your party. At half health, she will use Halation again, bringing your party's HP down to 1.
At which point the runner should use a Mega Elixir.
Depends how adventurous you're feeling. She will, right after that, follow it up with MP Buster and drain the MP from a party member completely. So if you're feeling, brave. You can sometimes wait for that MP Buster and then use the Mega Elixir to heal everyone up. If you're lucky, the hands won't attack in the meantime, no one will die. If you are unlucky, you may find yourself rezzing a character.
But then, at some point, she will use that wonderful ability, Hexagon Mist. You want to have really high magic defense for that, don't you?
You do. Well, actually, I think Hexagon Mist might be physical damage.
It is indeed, I was testing you.
So,
while it looks like a very powerful magic attack,
up.
yeah, it's actually physical, which is kind of weird for something elemental. You don't see many elemental physical attacks on enemies, to my understanding.
Not too many. So what you'll notice here is that Hexagon Mist was not cast. If you damage down Zeal 2 fast enough, she will not cast Hexagon Mist. You'll reset her script. Moon got an Antipode 3 in there, and it doesn't matter because he's already at 1 HP, and he's just about to use a Mega, so who cares?
200 IQ player right there.
That is a big brain play for sure, though he sadly did get hit by the MP Buster. Not too big a deal, he bought lots of elixirs. And of course, Marl's just on Ether and healing duty anyway, so heal up Ayla and get right back to blaze kicking. This fight's going to be over real soon. Maybe one more blaze kick, maybe 2. Meanwhile, Booze is doing the worst fight on the elevator. These enemies are elemental based. You hit the yellowish ones with lightning, the red ones with fire, and the blue ones with ice. Oh, that is a GG from Moon Blizzard there. He just beat the final boss. Or the final boss of his run.
It is indeed. Get those GGs up in chat, folks.
So this was a pretty mean seed. Very full tracker, and he beat it in about, what was that, 222-ish? 223.
That was a time of 2:23:24.
Very nice.
It looks like Booze has decided to forfeit though, which is a bit of a shame.
That is a shame. We won't get to show off the Lavos fight.
Bit of a shame. No,
that is a shame. We won't get to show off the Lavos fight.
Interest. No,
that is a shame. We won't get to show off the Lavos fight.
Interest. No.
Yeah, that'll be great. Congrats to both of the runners, though. That was a fantastic race. That'll be great. Congrats to both of the runners, though. That was a fantastic race. And if you guys enjoyed that, feel free to both of the runners, though. Drop by and give a follow to both of these runners. You'll get to see lots of rando content, lots of Jets of Time on both of their streams.
Hang on, I'm working on it, chat. I'm working on it.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Have some music. Okay, let's get Moon in the chat real quick.
Sounds like a plan.
If he can navigate his way into the channel.
Does he have access to the channel?
He does, because he is here.
Right?
Fantastic. GG, Moon.
Big GG.
Ah, hello. GG's. What happened to... Did Booth forfeit it?
He did, and we're not entirely sure why, but I'm sure we'll find out. He has offered to carry on to the other fight, so I can put his stream back up if he wants to do that.
Can I finish my transmission here?
Yeah, you can stop streaming whenever you're ready.
I can finish?
Yeah,
Yeah?
you can stop your stream, yes.
Yeah. Okay, let me finish and open up. Let me open up the Indomania channel and open up.
And hopefully,
Just,
Booze Wizard will remember to mute the Randomania stream before carrying on. Hopefully, Booze Wizard will remember to mute the Randomania stream before carrying on. Hopefully, Booze Wizard will remember.
What do you think of the seed?
What a feed, guys!
Did you enjoy that? How did you find the run tonight?
I mean, let's start with Luca. Getting flare, like first deck, that was amazing.
Yeah,
when I saw Luca and I thought, it's a dream start. I saw Luca, I saw triple kick, I saw Ayla, I thought, wow, this is big. Seriously, Luca hired.
I'm disappointed. Why didn't you go to Mount Woe and get the jerky to get 100%? How could you rob us of that?
Oh, don't forget, he would have had to get Frog too.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I thought about doing Mega's Castle, but I still had a lot of fast checks to do, and I thought, wow, I'm not going to like go out of my way to get Frog and do Mega's Castle and do Mount Woe. That might take a lot of time, and I might get the jerky. And I thought no. So I saw that the seed for a long time. It was like we had no choice apparently. Like we were blocked by the prison side quest because both go modes were there. And when I saw that I had the two go modes at the same time, I thought, well, I think my Black Omen is faster in my Ocean Palace, Terrenoleron, Ocean Palace, and Lava fight. I think that would be faster. I think it was like half an hour, maybe more, 35 minutes. I can't track. But I thought, well, Black Omen is going to be faster. I have a really good team. Going for the girls was like dropping Chrono. I think was as soon as when I saw that Mali had Ice 2 after unlocking her magic. I mean, this is the team. We are going for it. And the seed was got pretty fast after that. I mean, bosses, they were really easier because of Antipode 3, of course. And yeah, when we got by Zeal, I mean, I had like 15 full tonics, like more than 10 elixirs, 3 Zodiac capes. That was like amazing. And yeah, Blaze Kick is awesome. So yeah, it was a really fun speed.
You made very short work of that entire boss gauntlet. Just absolutely tore through them. So definitely solid choice on the team between Antipo 3 and Blaze Kick.
Yeah, I mean they can go with Black Omen like there are a lot of skips that you can do. There are most of the fights you can run away from. I remember entering Black Omen at level 29, 30, and I thought, well, I don't need experience now. I can just go rush it. I mean, bosses will be fast because of Blaze Kick and Untitled 3. And yeah, I was actually amazed by the drops. I mean, like 3 Zodiac Cakes. it was really impressive. When I saw the second Mega Elixir, I was like relieved. So that would make my DO2 fight safer.
That was a good
when
fight.
I saw it, yeah, that was a good fight. Yeah, I really enjoyed the seed. Really enjoyed it.
Good, and it was fantastic to watch as well.
I'm reading the chat now. Ask Moon what made him decide not to go Rubin.
Yeah, so many runners would just say that the Ocean Palace route through Tyranno Lair is faster, so we were actually pretty excited to see that Booze Wizard ended up going Ocean Palace and you ended up going Black Omen. We really got to showcase both of those routes to the end boss. So yeah, definitely appreciated that choice. So thank you for showing that off and some of those amazing skips.
Nice. And when did Booze Wizard start Tyranno Lair? It was very far off when I started my Death Peak?
No, it was about a minute or two after. He was just heading into the Prism Shard section in Guardia Castle when you were leaving.
When I was leaving
Guardia
after
Castle.
I got the... Wow, so it was very close then.
It was very tight all the way through, yeah.
It was. You did some checks in a slightly different order, but you finished all of your checks and got your go mode very close together.
Wow. Yeah, I think after knowing my time for Black Omen, that's why I decided to go for Black Omen, because that team can just... They are really good against those bosses. I had a lot of great equipment. I had a lot of photonics. I mean, I was at level 29. I mean, I thought, wow, Black Omen is going to be faster. So I don't have actually timed them, but I think if you rush it through Black Omen, I think it's about 5 minutes fast. I don't know. I can check that. Maybe time it in other runs, but that was my decision.
So
my thought process. I mean.
One thing that confused the chat and the commentators tonight, actually, you didn't go for the Carpenter's tools at the start of the run. What was behind that decision?
Guess.
I have no idea.
So, I wasn't paying attention. Did you talk to the carpenter and then forget to talk to his wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Fair play.
I do that all the time. I am not one to judge.
No, that's a pretty fair response.
Yeah. I actually remembered when I looked at the... Well, I am missing something, and I was like 50 minutes in, and I was like, let me check. I was looking at the tracker, and I saw a green dot there, like shiny, and I thought, oh my god. Well, glad it wasn't something like gate key or something that would have changed my routing much, because I was like 50 minutes in. I would have made different decisions if it was gate key. But yeah, that's why I actually forgot.
Okay, well...
I've done that in my PB actually. I also... I forgot to get... I don't know why, but... yeah, next time...
Well, thank you very much for coming in to chat with us tonight, Moon, and GG's again on
Wow,
a very
I
good
appreciate
race.
a lot. I really appreciate this race, the organization, those wanting to join in, everyone in the community. I really enjoy this game. Really enjoy chatting with you all. Yeah, thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
I think you'll be happy when you look at the
Had a lot of
Discord,
fun.
because we've had a lot of interest in this tonight because of your race, so good job.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Alright, so we're gonna ask you to head off if that's okay, because Booze is just heading into the Love Us fight, and I'm sure...
Nice, nice, nice. Let's watch that. Thank
have
you,
things to
guys.
say.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so the Love Us fight. We're currently on the Love Us shell. What should our runners be thinking about here, Inaugural?
So, this is one of those bosses where you like to have at least some of your party with status protection. The Lavos shell casts Obstacle, which inflicts, in the randomizer, random status. It's, I believe, chosen randomly when the seed is rolled, so sometimes you get lucky and maybe it's Sleep, which gets broken on physical damage. Sometimes you get really unlucky and it's Stop, and your entire party just can't act. So any kind of amulets or status protection is really fantastic. The shell also deals just pretty heavy damage in general, so you want to kind of burn down the shell and make sure you keep yourself topped off. Once the shell is down, you noticed we are now inside the Lavos shell and moving on to phase 2.
Yep, and a quick note there,
this
is not Final Fantasy. Any damage will break at Sleep. Magic or physical.
Yes.
So, Love Us 2.
So Lavos 2, you'll notice, is another boss with 3 parts. You've got the center body and the 2 arms. The 2 arms use a pretty high damage physical attack. You just watched Chrono get flattened. And there goes Ayla. Oof, that hurts. So you typically want to take those arms down pretty fast. The center is defended while the arms are up, so you'll notice that Flare is doing very little damage. It takes very little damage from anything. Once the arms go down, it will cast Obstacle, the same obstacle that the Lava Shell casts, at which point it becomes vulnerable and you can start damaging down the center. Oof, those arms. Well, that's a wipe. Sometimes that just happens. Lavos can be pretty scary. But you definitely see the importance in getting the arms killed as fast as possible, and if you just get really unlucky and he starts throwing those boomerangs and just one-shotting people, and even if you come in here with, you know, high health characters, high defense characters, earrings, you can still have Lavos just, you know, chuck 2 boomerangs at the same character and take them down. Yeah, Green Dreams are fantastic for this. The Green Dream is an accessory that will automatically res you once per battle. So if you kind of get unlucky and just get sniped down, you can come back up. But once the arms are down, you're fighting the body. It just does, again, it's just pretty heavy damage all around, so you kind of want to keep yourself topped off and just nuke it down to get to phase 3.
Yep, getting through it, very important. Although, is the end of it awful?
This is not the end of it all. It is worth noting too that the arm on the right has more health than the arm on the left, so it will survive a little bit longer.
So here's a question for you: can you heal between Love Us 2 and Love Us 3?
You can actually. There is a trick called the menu glitch. The trick is, after this phase of Lavos dies, the next phase will spawn. It will like throw out the 2 bits to the side, and then the screen will go white and then fade to black, and then fade back in. When the screen is perfectly black, I frequently use the background of the emulator, so when the game screen the blackness of the game screen completely matches the color of the emulator, you press and hold your menu button. At that point, you will, if you time it right, enter the menu between the two fights. You can heal up, you can switch equipment. Definitely handy, and we might be seeing it in this run.
Yeah, it was a very useful trick to learn. Especially after you get beaten in submission by Lavos here.
Lavos can be a jerk. He really does hit hard. So typically, you can beat this fight at like low 30s. I've seen people beat this as low as maybe 28, 29, but it's a super hard fight if you're that low. Even if you come in here in the low to mid 30s, 32, 33, 34, it can still pack a punch.
Definitely, still some nasty abilities out there. Although my favourite is obviously the abilities at the start of this particular fight.
Yes, his opening lasers, Doors of Death.
The nipple lasers.
That's the one.
Some moves you just love to see and love to talk about.
For sure. This is actually looking pretty solid. He got some heals off between the boomerangs, so he was able to kind of keep the party up through that initial assault. Now that the arms are dead, I'm certainly not going to say this fight is free, but it is not.
It's a lot cheaper than it was.
Exactly.
It's not free, it's just on sale.
For sure. You see he's just chaining some pretty hard text. Now, his party is slowed right now, at least two of them. That hurts a bit, for sure. But he's still doing pretty good through here. Ooh.
And then he's not.
Is that what they call the caster's curse?
It is definitely the commentator's curse right there. Perfect example, and your first one, I believe. Congratulations.
It is indeed. Thank you. I feel like a jerk now.
Oh, we've all done it, don't worry.
That's true. He recovered pretty well, though. He's got a bunch of lapis that he can spend. Yes, Corinth pointing out in chat that slow, in addition to making you slower, also reduces the amount of damage you deal. Poison will also reduce your damage. I don't know that you can still attack through any of the others, but yeah. Yeah, status effects do mess with your damage output. And he should be just about dead. He's taken quite a pounding.
And there we go. A Star Scythe. What a drop for a character that hasn't even been acquired.
I mean, I would say it's gold, but, well, not too useful here. Let's see if he pulls off the menu glitch. So here's where the Lavos core spawns. He'll throw out the two bits to the side. And then we'll watch the screen fade to black. As soon as it is completely black, press menu and hold. Oh, looks like he may have missed it. Or wasn't trying for it. One of the two. Oh, slot stop lowers a character's defense. That is pretty brutal. See? I'm learning stuff today too. So this boss has a lot of mechanics. So the left bit and center bit, as they are called, can be damaged. The right bit is currently defended. What you want to do is take out one of the two or both of the two left and center bits to drop the defense on the right bit so you can damage it. During that time, the center bit deals just very, very heavy, either physical or magical damage, depending on what time period you're in. You'll occasionally notice that time warp ability happen and the background changes. That background will dictate what attack the center bit does. So I don't have them all memorized, but there's, very hard magic hits, very hard physical hits. I guess the Millennial Fair is the Gato singing, and he does random status elements. And what you'll notice happened here, he just took out the left bit, and the right bit shut off its defense. It is basically starting a timer until it resurrects the dead bits, but during that time it is vulnerable. So you want to really lay in the damage on that right bit while it's vulnerable, because when the right bit dies, the fight's over. So here we're seeing just yet another one of his moves. He has a lot of different attacks. This one reduces your health by half. The ones you really don't want to see, I believe it's prehistory. He uses a move called Grand Stone, does a ton of physical damage, and I think it's the future where he casts Dreamless, which is his strongest magic attack. So at this point, Booze is just going to be really trying to lay in as much damage to the that right side as possible before the left bit respawns.
Yeah, and it's worth noting there are multiple different camps on how to tackle this fight. Some like to take out the centre to get rid of the nasty attack. Some like to take out the left so that you can use your AoE attack. You got a preference?
It depends on my party, to be honest with you. So if I have Antipode 3, frequently what I'll try and do is take out the left bit and just start nuking down the remaining two with Antipode 3. One thing to note is if the center bit is dead, but the two side bits are not, then they will do a very powerful physical damage counterattack on anyone who attacks them. So you don't want to be spamming big AoE abilities with the center bit dead, because unless you have an earring on that character that casts the ability, they're probably just going to die to the counterattack.
And the ability that just got used blows my mind. They have an ability to strip away your status protection.
They do. I believe that is unique to this boss. Defensive Seal. If you have a character with a Prism Helm or a Nova Armor or an Amulet, and they are immune to status effects, well, now they're not. That Protective Seal move will actually, as Future said, strip away your status protection, so you are now vulnerable to random status.
Which sucks.
Which is really awful if you're, you come in with one status protect item on your person who can do heals and reses, and they die, or they get their status protection stripped off, and then he does his status move. Well, oops. But yeah, Triple Kick is a very solid ability here for the single target damage. I also like Blaze Kick. Blaze Kick is fantastic. Chrono's Confuse, or any of the moves that pair Confuse with another ability like Fire Sword 2 or Ice Sword 2. Also, you'll notice the left bit is dead, so Flare will just rip into both the remaining bits. Pretty much anything you can do to just pump as much damage as possible into that right bit while its defense is down. It has 20,000 health in the randomizer, down from, I believe, 30,000 health in vanilla, so its health has been nerfed just a bit. However, Lavos' damage has not, to my knowledge. I can be corrected if I'm wrong on that, but he still hits like a truck.
But shouldn't be too much longer now, I'd have thought. Keeping pouring out the damage.
I have not been counting the damage, but he's got to be getting Close.
I'm counting the time and thinking it can't be too much longer.
Oh, that is fair. We're starting to push our 3-hour mark.
Fun fact, the slot was actually only 2 hours because of a breakdown in communication, but there's nothing else on, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, oops. To be fair though, for a seed that required this many key items to be checked, or this many locations to be checked, it's been pretty fast. I mean, this is almost 100% seed, and they're finishing in under 3 hours. That's pretty impressive.
It is.
And there's GG.
Yep, there we go.
And you know what? I am looking at that tracker, and I don't see Magus. We might have a Glen ending.
Really?
We might. I'm not 100% certain on what it takes to get that, but I believe if you finish without Magus and finish the, quotes, good ending, where you beat Lavos, when you see Frog in the ending cutscene, he will be transformed back into Glen. Also, you get to hear some of the best music in the game. Too Far Away Times is really a great song.
It is. And I'm sad I can't hear it. But I'm going to let the ending play out, because we're going to try and get Booze in here for a little bit of a chat, as you may have seen in the Twitch chat.
Sounds good.
Waiting for another runner to navigate their way here. You can do it, I believe. And here we have Booze Wizard. GG, thanks for finishing your run. Booze Wizard.
Yeah,
GG,
Booze.
thanks for finishing your run.
Hey, Booze.
Crazy scene.
Yeah, so what'd you think?
What
were your thoughts
what'd you
on this
think?
seed?
What were your thoughts on this seed?
It went on for way too long.
Yeah, we're looking at some pretty full trackers here. You guys did a lot of checks.
And there's a lot of stuff I was avoiding for quite a while, and I dipped into it finally, like the Robo's factory in the future, fighting Mother Brain. I mean, with the levels we had at that point, every check was easy. It was just all such a slog.
Yeah, the ending checks, if you have 100% seed or nearly 100%, tend to get that way. Just because you have the levels, now you just have to do it.
And I feel like so silly because I was sitting there and I was activating the sword, and I'm like, I just got the Dreamstone. I don't need to do this anymore.
But yeah,
So
big.
I'm trying to remember. Sword was Robo?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes,
And that was Red Knight. And Red Knight had the important thing, if I remember. The Prism Shard.
well,
And that let us get all the way.
a big thank you for finishing off your run. It's always nice to have all of the runs on stream finished, so thanks for that. And we got to see both
Yeah,
of
no
the
problem.
endings, so both different boss fights.
Yeah. And I mean, that Lavos 2 was a little hairy, but after that it was actually pretty, straightforward and easy going.
Yeah, Lavos 2 just... he does that sometimes.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do about it.
All it really took was dropping the speed down 1.
I didn't even notice you had done that, yeah. Yeah, dropping the battle speed down a little bit can really help sometimes. Those faster speeds can just kind of let the enemies move a little too quick.
Indeed. So, any closing comments from you, Booze, on tonight's run?
No. I mean, it was definitely a fun seed. It beat me down a bit, but, that's just how rando goes.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to be banned from rolling seeds in the future, so don't you worry.
Oh, don't worry, I'd asked a while back, hey, is it possible for a seed to make you have to do everything? And maybe like 2 weeks later, I'm sitting there and I rolled that exact kind of seed. And it was definitely worse than this one. Because that just had weird item placement. Weirder than this. Same finish though. Both items were at the castle.
Well, you can be very, very proud of yourself tonight, because I don't know if you heard when we were talking to Moon earlier, but
No.
we've got quite a lot of interest in the randomizer and people on the Discord from tonight's race, so good job.
Oh, that's
Representing.
Good. That's good. That makes me happy. I mean, I did some flubbing throughout, but, you know, that's whatever.
Hey, you guys put on a great show. For nearly 100% seed, finishing that in less than 3 hours is pretty impressive in my book. So, thank you. Thank you very much for being willing to run this tonight.
No problem. It goes a little better for some of these seeds. Yeah. But, alright. I'll catch you guys.
Alright. Thank you very much for coming in. GG again on the finish, and I'm sure we'll see you in the future.
Alright, have a good one.
So, Angarel, any closing comments on tonight's race?
Oh man, I think we've said it all by this point, but yeah, big thanks to both of our runners, both Moon Blizzard and Booze Wizard. That was a great show. Again, if anyone is interested, feel free to drop by the Discord. I know it's been linked a few times. If we can get that in chat one more time, that would be great. And Future, thank you for restreaming this and letting me co-com with you.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for joining me. I definitely couldn't have done it alone. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Don't forget, folks, if you enjoyed the race tonight, make sure you follow our runners, and if you're a weirdo, follow our commentators too. Sure, we'd appreciate it, and you'll get to see many, many more runs of Jets of Time. And speaking of more runs, next week, 7 PM Eastern on Sunday, same thing, hopefully. So definitely come check it out. However, I think that's us pretty much done for tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and sign off. So it's a goodbye from Angarel.
Yep, thanks everyone for showing up. Have a good rest of the night.
And goodbye from me. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.